Hello everybody, welcome to another bleeding video. Well, not a video actually, it's a stream, isn't it? It's a live stream where we're going to be talking about Assassin's Creed Valhalla as a little bit of a discussion thing, if you get me. So, how are we all doing? How's it going? We've got a lot of people here, to be fair. 565 watching now, that is absolutely insane. But that's not what we're here to talk about. I thought there's so many thoughts swimming around in my brain about Assassin's Creed Valhalla that I thought the best way to actually articulate them would be to talk about them in a stream-like format where I can just sit here and ramble for as long as I need to. So I thought, why not do that? I think that'd be pretty damn dandy. Now, that list up there, ignore that. That's just there. I'm just testing it to see if it works for like super chats and things to hold in the corner on streams. It's just something to occupy the stream to make it look more sophisticated than it is. I'm pretentious like that. So watch the trailer together first. I feel like we've all seen the trailer. We've all seen the trailer many times. I can show it without audio, otherwise copyright issues, because the music is definitely not Ubisoft, if you get me. But first, I want to get a little bit of a little bit of a check on the audio. Is the audio all good? How are we all doing with that? And if you haven't already hit like, please go ahead and do so. That would be bloody fantastic. Jesus Christ, I see an absolute madness in that chat. Bloody hell. This is going to be fun. Okay, so, as fun as that is, right, let's get cracking with this. So, Assassin's Creed Valhalla. To begin with, Jesus Christ, sorry, it's throwing me off. There's a lot of people here. I put up last night before we got this announcement trailer, but well, we knew it was coming when we knew after that the reveal on the art thing. I put up a poll saying what we're thinking about it so far, you know, and I think 76% of 13,000 odd people voted interesting, 10% voted concerning, and 14% voted indifferent. Now, that is, I know, not necessarily the most sophisticated poll ever, and it may be leading in one way or another. But I thought it was, you know, always good to check. But what I want to talk about, fuck me, it's a lot of people. Jesus Christ, I'm sorry. Jesus Christ, the chat. Oh, that is insanity. So we want to talk about this trailer first. Now, I watched this trailer, and honestly, the first thing that I noticed was, had I not known already that it was Assassin's Creed going in and it not tell me, I wouldn't have thought it until he used the hidden blade. Because it doesn't feel like Assassin's Creed, at least not in a traditional sense, and then he uses the hidden blade and you're like, oh, I guess it is, because it reminds you. It does. This is, look, he's got the hidden blade bloody thing. And he's wearing it on the top of his wrist this time. I believe Ashraf Ismail has said in an interview, or no, the breakdown thing that he did on the, like, officially for Ubisoft, he said that it's on the top of the wrist, it's on the top of the bloody the wrist, because I believe his name's, hang on, what is his name? I'll find it really quickly. Avar's his name, that's how you pronounce it. Avar. And he wears it on the top of his wrist because on the top of his wrist it's on display, people can see it, and you know, he wants people to see it because he believes the weapon is bloody cool and all that stuff. Now, I'm not necessarily sure what to think about all that. Eivor, not Avar. Eivor, Reese, the absolute legend. Let's see if that shows up on there, and if not, I can deactivate it and stop it clogging up space, but you never know. Another F-spam gets hidden or timed out indeed. So that Eivor hidden blade thing, I guess, is something that they explain pretty quickly. Oh, there we go. It did show up. Beautiful. It works. You know what I mean? So that's the hidden blade thing explained. Now, there's a lot of information here to sift through if you want to. I got it down in bullet points beforehand, and I can link these when I edit it back as a video. If you're watching this back, there should be links down in the description if you want to go ahead and check them out for yourself. But there are a few things that I think I want to talk about, like things I've gathered from articles, from videos, and things like that, that I thought, you know what, we could talk about that in some way or another. So let's do it. Let's get to 500 likes, by the way. That would be bloody awesome. Okay, never mind. That was an odd message. This chat is going to be absolutely unpoliceable, I think, today. I see some people, sorry, I got a bit of Dr. Pepper there, or as a mate of mine refers to it, now that he's seen it referred to somewhere else as Doc EP, and honestly, that sounds not particularly pleasant. Pizza rolls. Absolute madness. 1191 people watching. That's the same year as Assassin's Creed 1, isn't it? That's a madness. Sorry, I noticed that. So the bullet points. First things first, let's talk about this. So, Assassin's Creed Valhalla is an RPG. That's the third thing. It's got what's referred to on the site as advanced RPG mechanics, which in my mind feels a little bit on the nose. I'm not too sure what to think about advanced RPG mechanics. I just want to know what that means. I want to know what is in RPG, what's not. Isak Mani, I really do appreciate the super chat. I'm glad that I have that thing on the screen so I can see it show up. I really do appreciate it, man. Thank you. So, I'm trying to find it now. I've got loads of articles up. Oh, these can go. Actually, no, that's what that is. Okay, I found it. Right. There we are. Okay, so. Sorry about the delay on this. It starts off by saying here that blaze your own path across England with advanced RPG mechanics. Fight brutal battles, lead fiery raids, or use strategy and alliances with other leaders to bring victory. Every choice you make in combat and conversation is another step on the path to greatness. I know what I'm going to do. Don't worry. James Rostron, I really do appreciate the super chat, mate. It is beyond legendary of you. Cheers. Oh, it's a bit slower in studio mode, this chat, so I can see some of the messages. In the trailer is before the main character joined the assassins and the hidden blade was given to him by a Viking. That's true. I'm actually so gassed for this AC game. Seems quite Odyssey. I don't know. I don't know on the spot, because I look at the images and I go, this kind of looks good, you know. Well, the images look good, but that's not really what you can gauge a game from, is it? If we're being entirely honest with ourselves. Holy shit, there are 1.2k people here. Yeah, no, there's 1.3 on my screen. That is insanity. By the way, he's standing with a bear in one of these shots, and it makes me really happy. So, you've got to fight I'll restart. Fight brutal battles, lead fiery raids, or use strategy and alliances with other leaders to bring victory. So it's just like open choice. So when you do things, Darth Vader with a super chat there, it says on the screen. I really do appreciate it. Anyone who spams gets timed out if the mods can figure it out. They're resourceful members. I'm sure they can. Don't test them. Don't test the moderators. They will do you in. Oh, Jesus. Look at this chat. It's absolute insanity. A mate of mine's just messaged me on Facebook going, AC trailer was sick. So, back to the RPG elements here. I do wonder how much of it is going to be RPG based. Now, there was something that inspired me with confidence. One of the things that was a big letdown for me, in my opinion, about Odyssey was the character didn't feel like a character. Everything felt kinda like it could just be anything. It didn't feel like a character, because one moment you could kill a village, the next you could go have intercourse with an old woman, and the next you could be the hero of the day. But you never get any consequences. Nate Slade, you're a bloody legend. So are you, sir. Thank you so much. How am I managing to read this chat still? James is here. Good old James there. What a guy. Well, people are here because it's AC. Well, I've never had this many people in a stream on my main channel before. No, there was a day when Big Dave was used for something else, and honestly, we don't want to go there. Poor Big Dave. So, this is the thing that I kind of like. Darby McDevitt said this, I do believe. He said, I don't know if it was Darby or Ash, but one of them said this. Hang on, let's have a look, see if it says. Okay. It was also very important for us to create a coherent personality. I always find that there are two ways to go about a role-playing game, where you get to have dialogue choices. You either get a blank slate where you create your character. Exabot, thank you for the super chat. What's up, dude? What's up to you as well? I mean, the ceiling right now, but you either get a blank slate with which you create the character, which is one way of doing it. Your choices decide whether you're a wise, cracking character or a stoic, or you have a distinct personality and your choices orbit in the spectrum of possible responses. They take the drama in different directions, but the character remains coherent. We opted for the latter. We really wanted a coherent personality that people can say, that's definitely Eivor. That's right, that's his name. I figured it out. I got his name. That is something that Eivor would say. We don't want players to have multiple different types of Eivor. That was a creative decision we made, and it worked out really well. Oh, Milk Boy as well. Cheers for the super chat, man. I'm seeing all this. Let's shoot for 1,000 likes. We've got 600 at the moment, 1,500 people here. Let's smash that in. Now, what I like about that is Odyssey missed this. Odyssey had one moment you could be this, one moment you could be that. But the character's supposed to have a distinct personality to begin with, but doesn't. And it's built off the back of the character doesn't, but does, and does, but doesn't. And it's all really convoluted. Whereas here, they want to have a concise character. They want to have a character that is fluid, flows pretty much as that character, as Eivor, all the way through from end to end. So it doesn't matter whether you do things one way or another, that will always be a decision that Eivor makes. Now, this is something that James actually did in his video. I think it was Assassin's Creed Odyssey Broke Me. In that video, he talked about how in The Witcher 3, you could make several decisions based on Geralt and the spectrum of choices that Geralt could make. And no matter what it was, it would fit the character. It wouldn't be a decision that would then mould the character going forward in some way or another. Because the character was preset, and these are just spectrums of choices that you can use to go one way or another. And that's basically what's being said here, and honestly, that's pretty damn cool. Ethan, do something. Sorry. Please slow mode. God, this is cancer. Let's have a look, shall we? Stream settings. Where's... I don't know if I can slow mode. I don't even know how to slow mode. Why are the mods so mad? I don't know. So now I'm a descendant of Evir, and I'll chop any of you that spam up with axes. Okay, Lee. Okay. I believe... Oh my god, the chat is really going far. There is no slow mode. There are no breaks on this. Oh dear. Let's get to that 1,000 like mark. So, I do quite like that we're going to have a character. It won't be a vessel to explore the world. It will be an actual character. And that's important, I think, in any story like this, is to have a character that you can appreciate as Eivor, not as me, not as, oh, it's supposed to be something but isn't. And that's kind of, I guess, really kind of cool. So, it is a dandy one like that. And it just shows that Darby understands how RPGs need to work, how RPG characters function. And I think he also understands that they sort of that Ubisoft missed it with Odyssey, and it wasn't it, if you get me. Now, there's loads of articles here with loads and loads of information, but I think the first place we're going to look is the official Ubisoft website where they're talking about it. Not necessarily on the website, but the one where it's talking about on the website called Assassin's Creed or something. Let me find it. I need to type it because I accidentally just shut it and like an idiot, and that's fine. Judging from the collector's edition, they're going to do the same thing Odyssey did, where you play as a male or female. Yeah, that's confirmed. Okay. Eivor is neither. Eivor can be male or female. Like you can choose. The collector's edition, I believe, has a statue of a female Eivor, and things like that. So here we go. Let's type in. It still says Assassin's Creed Odyssey on Google, but you go in and it's Assassin's Creed Valhalla. Hang on. No, it's not. It's still Assassin's Creed Odyssey. Then you learn more about Valhalla by clicking on that. And then you get to Valhalla. Okay, that's a bit odd. Okay. So the website starts by saying, build your own Viking. We've already gone over the RPG part. This is so janky. I'm so sorry. But you know what? I'm sure it'll try to make sense at some point or something. Murphy puts... Thank you for the super chat, mate. I've never had anything so fucking fast in my life. Become Eivor, a Viking raider raised to be a fearless warrior, and lead your clan from icy desolation in Norway to a new home amid the lush farmlands of 9th century England. Find your settlements and conquer this hostile land by any means to earn a place in Valhalla. Nate Slade again, absolutely appreciate the super chat, mate. England in the age of Vikings is a fractured nation of petty lords and warring kingdoms. Beneath the chaos lies a rich and untamed land waiting for a new conqueror. Will it be you? So, basically, what it is, will you be the big man? Is that who'd put that super chat in? Double Z terms 123 King Harlaus. They said it will have assassins and Templars. Well, that's a good point as well. It will have, I guess, it'll have something along those lines. That's something to look forward to. And did you see the trailer commentary with Ash and Darby? Yes, I did. I did see that. Talk about the actual Assassin's Creed elements and why the hidden blade is worn like that. Yeah, it's because I think I touched down on this just a minute ago, where it's Eivor likes the hidden blade. Eivor is the Viking. He likes to fight, and he doesn't think a weapon like that should be hidden, or something along those lines. Now, we've read that. We've read the RPG part about it, write your own saga and all that stuff, and honestly, it's a little bit on the... I don't know. I'm very wary about RPGs. I will say that. Like, when it comes to role-playing games, in Assassin's Creed especially, or Ubisoft role-playing games, they never quite seem to smash it. Like Origins was good. I really like Origins, but it was flawed in a lot of ways. But Odyssey was beyond that, I guess. It was beyond flaws, and it makes me think, well, does it work with the formula they're trying to go for as well? And I'm not against seeing how it turns out. But it's a little bit on the worrying side, let's be real. clan of assassin Vikings. That's what we want, isn't it? Just a clan of assassin Vikings. Now, it says here that you get to lead epic raids on the website as well. So you lead a crew of raiders and launch lightning-fast surprise attacks against Saxon armies and fortresses. Claim the riches on enemies' lands for your clan and expand your influence far beyond your growing settlement. Now, I'm trying to figure out what soundtrack we're up to. Approaching target 2, but it's just nothing. I know, it's just really quiet. Alexander Enidal, cheers. I'm Scandinavian, so I'm super excited. Agent X social stealth is confirmed to be back. Yeah, I've heard that, but I can't actually figure out where it was said. Did Joel Raptor say it somewhere or something like that? 1.6 thousand, holy cheese. It's nearly 1.7. It's mad. Let's get to 1,000 likes. Let's do that. 1,000 likes, and that'll be brilliant. Abskiond. Wow. Abskiond. It may. It's pretty consistent though, this. So raids is something that's fascinating. Like, when it comes to forts and things, I worry about forts in Assassin's Creed, because in Origins and Odyssey, there was a lot of box-ticking exercise at forts, and it didn't actually do very much. And that makes me think, what could it possibly be, you know? Like, what could this actually be about? Like, hopefully it's a bit more than box-ticking exercises. Like, I'd like every fort to sort of be unique in one way or another, but if it's a massive open world, then it's going to be a little bit more difficult to do that, isn't it? But raids do seem like fun, carrying out raids with your crew. I can't really complain. Well, you saw Ashraf said the reason the blade is backwards. Yes, I did see that. Give the stream likes. Let's get to 1,000. We're really close. It's for money and loot. So I guess it's for money. I guess it could be for money and loot, but also could you sort of take the land afterwards? But I know there's a settlement sort of thing as well, but we'll get to that in a moment. First, I want to talk about combat here, where you can dual wield almost any weapon apparently, even shields. You can dual wield shields. Why would you want to dual wield shields? Is my first question. But also, fair enough if you want to do it, and nothing that says you can't. So you can just equip a shield in your left arm and a shield in your right arm, and then you can go around bashing people to death. And honestly, that sounds like a lot of fun. Just going around knocking people out with one shield. Like, no, I got another one. I'm just imagining that. Shield Man. That could actually be a video I could do at some point, where I sit down and go, you know what, Shield Man. That sounds like fun. Do you think Alfred the Great, the king, is a Templar or main villain? Oh, the guy in the trailer, Alfred the Great. Honestly, I don't know. I mean, I don't think he's going to be particularly fond of the Vikings. He won't be very fond of our guy. And I reckon he probably will wind up being a villain or something. But you know how it goes. So I think we've spoken about the shields part of the combat. You can also decapitate opponents apparently in close quarters combat. So decapitation is going to make an appearance in Assassin's Creed, which is, I guess, new. You can riddle them with arrows, so I guess archery is back as well, or you can command, or something like that might be another feature that you could use here, or you can assassinate them with the hidden blade. So hopefully the assassination thing with the hidden blade now, I'd like that to be an instant kill, because, I mean, I get why they did it in previous games, like, you know, it only takes so much health, it's meant to be challenging, but honestly, it's a hidden blade, it's stabbing someone in the neck, they will bleed out and die no matter what you do. So why not just accept it? Why not just allow it, you know? Just relax, let it happen. It's fine. Father's here. Now, then this is the part that fascinates me the most on this website here, on the ubisoft.com/ENGB. Forget about it. It's the settlement growth prospect. Like, you build the settlement, you build up your settlement, your clan, and all that. Why does slow-mo not exist? Segmented Sanctum. Let's go here and let's see what you're saying. My only concern right now is Hidden Blade being on the upper arm like the Odyssey DLC. It's before Altair and it's still concerning. Yeah, I think they did explain that. Ashraf said Order of Ancients, Ethan. It makes sense. I think Order of Ancients is probably more sensible, because the Assassins and Templars probably only gained that sort of those names around the Crusades time at some point. And do you think that we will see Ragnar's sons like Ivar and Bjorn and the others in this period? I really don't know. I don't know who Ragnar is. I suppose you're on about like Vikings and things like that. I'm slowly getting into that, but it's quite slow. But yeah, thank you to Segmented Sanctum, Docility, and the Merciless for your super chat donations. Dual wielding shields is historically accurate. I guess so. Yeah, I mean, I don't know too much about Vikings, but it sounds cool. It sounds fun and it sounds cool, to be honest. Rmax beats cheers. Yeah, I do need more mods, but it's kind of hard to employ more mods when all I can see is the wall just moving. There are a lot of mods, though, to be fair. I've got a lot. When I'm streaming anything normally, it's one of those. I think we just have to accept that this chat's not going to be policeable. How do you feel if the game turns out to be an amazing RPG, but the game has almost nothing that ties it in with other AC games? Are you just hoping for a good AC game or just a good RPG? At this point, I'll settle for a good game, but I'd like to see some Assassin's Creed elements if it's going to try to put them in there, which it is. Ivor is a female name. Oh, Eivor is a female name, sorry. Why couldn't they just name the male protagonist Eivor since it's a male name? Honestly, I don't know. I didn't know that, and I don't know. But thank you for the super chat jacket as well. I'll try our best. Well, if it gets too much, it's fine. Definitely need some more mods here right now, but the stream is normal stream is pretty good. Yeah, it's a bit of a tough one, that one, because no matter what, there'll be a lot of people here. No Steam, no buy. So you want to get it on Steam, as in like Steam itself. Some mod tell Fisher to get more recruits. Well, I could do my best, but now's not a good time. What were we talking about? The naming, I guess. I want to go back to the settlement growing thing. So what we were talking about in the settlement thing was that your clan's new home grows with your legend. You customize your settlement by building upgradable structures. You unlock new features and quests by constructing a barracks, a blacksmith, a tattoo parlor, and much more. Now, I guess you can... It's like the homestead in Assassin's Creed 3 in a sense, where you get stuff, basically... You help build it up by doing quests, and you can build it up by paying in, and then you get more quests and missions, in this one, and vice versa. And I assume it's a similar thing here. So I'd imagine there's a lot of characters that you can come to like there as well. And also, what fascinated me about that is a tattoo parlor. So I guess that's like a visual customization thing that you can do probably for Eivor and something like that. Let's see what's Ivy for. In the trailer at 2A, it kind of looks like the Viking uses a hidden blade, but I think he's just punching the guy. He does use a hidden blade in the trailer, to be fair, though. That is just how it goes. Is it before Origins? No, Origins is 4948 BC, and then over that decade, this is like 870 AD or CE, if you will. So, but cheers, Lego Man Studios, for your super chat. Rmax Beats. I believe the king isn't a Templar, but his right hand man is, or whatever they are called now. Cheers for the super chat, but let me what is a right hand man called? An advisor? Like an advisor? Something like that? Hit the likes, guys. Yeah, let's smash the likes in. That would be fantastic. But yeah, back to the settlement thing. It does look like a pretty cool feature and something that I do look forward to seeing, because you're also the leader of the settlement or something like that. Dom the Slasher, cheers. Fabio Garcia Perez. Really excited for this time period, but so far the game isn't doing the people of the real time period justice. It's an AC game, but come on. Indeed, fair enough. I don't know. I mean, I guess fair enough on that point. I'm really struggling to get my points across here because I'm just sat here trying to figure it out on the fly. I honestly didn't expect this many people to show. I thought it'd be a bit more casual. But, oh, Jesus. So, yeah, I do look forward to the settlement thing, because I get the vibe you'll get connected to these characters because you'll be with them from more or less the start, and then you build a settlement in England and all that stuff, because you're like uprooted from... Thickset I thank you, I saw that. You're like uprooted from Norway sort of area, then you have to go to England, and then you settle there. That's my takeaway from it. If you click the cog on the top of the chat, you can turn on slow mode, I think. Let's do that, shall we? Let's see it. Let's live chat. Let's enable slow mode. Seconds between messages. Well, let's make it 30, okay? Ivor versus Predator, who would win? Sorry, Eivor. I read it as Ivor because it seems more authentic to me. But no, it's Eivor. Eivor versus Predator. I don't know. I guess I'm going to go to Predator. Sorry, slow mode is on a little bit. If I need to delay it any further, that's fine. Gaming. There we go. Like and subscribe, boys and gamers. Yay, slow mode. How about parkour? I want to see some parkour in this as well. Like, I think we'll talk about the open world in a minute, and we'll talk a bit about that. So it's all good there. Hopefully there's a HUD in the game. I'd like a HUD, to be honest. I want a game to be like Unity. Did they explain the two gender thing? Yeah, I think you can choose, but that's because there's a statue of a female Eivor out there, so that's my logic on that front. So it's no worries, to be fair. As long as they do an actual character, like they manage to make it work somehow, choosing a gender of your character doesn't matter so much. I just wish if they were going to make a female character that they'd just do it. Because if they do it this way, well, they keep going, but you can also choose a bloke. But the canon character is female, and then they use marketing as a bloke. It's like, well, you're not believing in the message that you're trying to send, are you? So, I don't know. No, we just don't pretend. Just leave it up to us if you want to be canon one way or another. But no, the Ubisoft do silly things. It's fine. King Harlaus. Do you think it'll be a good AC game? I don't know yet. We haven't seen very much. I do look forward to seeing gameplay, to be fair. That looks like a lot of... Well, it looks like like based on the CGI trailer and the screenshots here, it looks like it could be a lot of fun to watch. Now, I don't know what's gone on with here. Oh, the settlement bit. No. But we've talked about that. We've talked about how that works and how you're the leader of this clan and all that stuff. But then there's there's this at the bottom. It says, share your custom raider. I mean, you can't see this on the screen here, obviously, but the image is actually correct. Where you recruit mercenary Vikings designed by other players to create and customize your own to share online. Well, so you can create and customize your own Vikings to share online, or you can play with custom ones designed by others. Sorry, I botched reading that. And then you sit back and reap the rewards when they fight alongside your friends in the game worlds. So it sounds like there's going to be some like unique design to characters, and they're gonna help ease the load of that by making players able to design some of the ones that you see in the open world and things like that, and some of the ones that you do carry out raids with. Now, I don't know what the extent of the online features are going to be with this game, but I'd rather there not be any in an ideal world, because I like single-player experiences. You think Layla will be returning? I think it's confirmed somewhere that Layla Hassan is going to be returning to Assassin's Creed Valhalla. Now, I don't really like Layla Hassan. After Odyssey especially don't. After Origins I was fine. I was like, I want to learn more. But now I'm like, I just don't know. The modern day and me, we've fallen out. We're not boys anymore. Gonna get animal companions confirmed. You can get animal companions confirmed by Ash. I'm pretty sure you could get those in... I don't know if you could get them in Origins. Yes, I think you could. I think you could like hit them with something. Or was it Odyssey that you could do that in? It was one of them. Doesn't mean anything though. No, it's fine. I hope the clan is full of assassins. Well, you'd hope so, wouldn't you? Well, I mean, I don't know if I would, actually. I don't know what I'm saying. Let's have a look, see what we can find elsewhere on here. Oh, there's images. Oh, I can find images in that. That's pretty cool. Ah, yes, this website is nice and fun. Now, let's get on to some articles and bits and pieces. Now, before we do that, I did actually see that like breakdown by Ashraf Ismail and Darby McDevitt talking about it, and they brought up some interesting things. I can't remember any of it, of course, because my brain is just completely blanked because I'm sat here talking to nearly 2,000 people. Voice actors, Scandinavian. I don't know. I like to hear some like, you know, some lovely accents and things. I don't want everyone to have like a bloody British accent. I think that would really do me in. Oh, look at that. It shows up there. I think it would do me in to see bloody to like English accents, or everyone's got a West Country accent, even in Norway. Like Pierre Belec in Assassin's Creed Unity had like a West Country accent or something like that, and he was in Paris. And the reason they gave him a West Country accent was because he was from the colonies originally, but he still should have had a French accent. Let's be real. Doesn't make too much sense. More slow-mo time. Gaming. Will he use a hood? I don't know yet. Probably could put a hood on him. Because there's like... I guess there's customization, so I suppose a hood would be possible. The big Saxon warrior that Eivor... Sorry, shit, I keep doing that as fighting. Has a Spartan helmet. Maybe there's a Roman connection. So, what's the Roman connection between Vikings and Spartans? The VO actor is Danish Magnus Canute from The Last Kingdom. Oh, okay. Yeah. Oh, yeah. No, I remember. Oh, yeah. Yeah, actually. Yep, that's the one. That'd do. Good old Canute. Eivor versus the Predator. Who would win? You didn't finish your thought. Well, I didn't want to entertain the thought too much because, let's be honest, there are more interesting thoughts to entertain. Such as my thoughts on the game itself, not whether or not Eivor could scrap Predator. and that's just an honest thought. I think the Online Vikings is a companion like the Elder Scrolls. Or is that what TES means? Does TES mean something else? I presume not, but thank you for the super chat again. Britain would have lots of leftover Roman Empire gear. Yeah, that is true. It would definitely have a lot of Roman Empire gear, but I don't understand why Spartan helmets would factor in when they are Greek. That would be a little bit on the peculiar side, I will be honest. How are we doing for views on here? I want to see what that's like. Okay, we've absolutely fucking smashed it in. Okay, Jesus. Oh, wow. So we've hit 205,000 subscribers, which is also bloody awesome. But I need to stop getting distracted. I'm an idiot. Bye, Fishy. Take it easy, Assassin's Brotherhood. This is an exclusive for Microsoft. Fishy pointed this out. It's not. It's not an exclusive. It's coming out on Xbox Series X, Xbox One, PlayStation 5, PlayStation 4. I think it's coming to Stadia and PC. So it's not an Xbox exclusive, so we can get that idea out. But it is going to be cross-generation. So I reckon there will be a nice-looking version, and there'll be an even nicer-looking version later on. And I think that's pretty bloody cool. I guess. I don't know, maybe they'll all drop at once because they'll be after that switch of the generation, and they'll just be using it to smooth it over as opposed to doing what they did with Unity, which is made a side game about Templars. And that Assassin's Creed Rogue Time, even Stadia, well, it doesn't mean it's going to work on Stadia, because, let's be honest, does Stadia even work? I haven't checked. I haven't really looked into Stadia. I look at it and go, you know what, I'm not going to bother with this. I'm quite good with having the game installed. Now, oh god, this is a lot of information to sit through. I've got that bullet point thing, and I've only gone through 1 point. So, we've gone over Ivor. Ivor's gender can be chosen by the character. Ivor is sort of described as like, I believe somewhere described as like an ambitious lone wolf on the hunt for like glory, while fighting for the survival of their community sort of thing. And that's the sort of story that I guess we're going to see with Eivor, not Ivor, fuck. Ivor just rolls better. Ivor just rolls better. Eivor does not roll. Ivor does. It's EI. Oh, gee, Ashraf Ismail, what are you doing, son? I just need to get it out of my head, and then I'll be okay. I suppose the story is also, I've read this somewhere, is going to be like a meaningful and personal journey for Eivor, you know. So I guess that's an interesting point as well. So I like that. I like character-driven journeys, and Darby McDevitt's writing this, and if there's one thing that he writes well, it's characters. I think dialogue choices is coming back. I think it was mentioned somewhere. I think on the website they actually mentioned something to do with dialogue choices, so I would not be surprised to see dialogue choices back. In fact, I'd be surprised if we didn't see them back. But the thing is, it's going to be a little bit different from Odyssey, where the different choices lead to different personalities in that moment, and then it doesn't matter ever again. Instead, it's going to be like, this is Eivor, but this is also Eivor. So I think that's better, and it will be better for the dialogue choices as a result. Now, I suppose I do quite like character-driven stories, and Darby McDevitt wrote Black Flag, and that was incredibly like driven by the characters. Like the entire point was, Edward was this character, and we see him sort of develop from pirate to assassin, and then there's the whole side plot of he loses people along the way. All these memorable characters like Blackbeard, I forget Charles Vane, Jack Rackham, Ben Hornigold, and Mary Read and company, and that's 5 more characters than I can remember from the entirety. That's 5 characters more than I can remember from the entirety of Odyssey. So if Darby McDevitt's on this, I get the feeling that he's going to do some lovely bits character-wise, and that's one of the big things that needs to be handled here. Hang on, let's refresh this, cause I think the super chats have been lagging on me, but it's okay because God will sort it. I say that as a joke, by the way, but okay. I have a feeling it's going to hype us up and do a Cassandra twist. That's always a concern. I do worry about a Cassandra twist. I know exactly what you mean. Like, haha, this is going to be a great character. You can choose this character. Oh, character's shit. I do worry. Dual-wielding shields? Why? It's so stupid. I guess it apparently it's not historically inaccurate. It just sounds like fun, I guess. But thanks, Thick Set Eye, not Thickest Eye, Thick Set Eye, and Fabio Garcia Perez for your super chat donations again. How does the gender choice and the dialogue choice work with the animus? I actually don't know. It doesn't make sense. I guess Layla's animus is just bad. It just doesn't do the job properly. It just doesn't behave. Nobody likes Layla's animus. Layla's animus is the one that never gets invited to the parties. That's how I feel it is anyway. The voice acting in the trailer didn't fit the character in my opinion. I don't know, it's just a little CGI trailer. I didn't think too much about it. Do you think we will see Cassandra as an Easter egg in this game? I'm sure they'll mention something to do with Odyssey somewhere, because they're carrying on in the modern day Layla's story by the sounds of it. So that means we're going to hear something. Layla's going to mention Cassandra or Alexios. I wonder if it'll canonize Cassandra. Just mention, or will she refer to it as that? Like, would she refer to Cassandra / Alexios as the eagle bearer to avoid confusion with people's choices? That worries me. Just if you're going to choose a canon option, don't be afraid to double down on it. I don't know what to do at this point with the guy making alts of me. He'll leave if we don't pay him attention. At least Ethan has only P from the super chats. Yeah, by the way, if you want me to notice your messages, you don't have to send the super chats. You can tweet at me. You can well, yeah, you can tweet at me for sure. That's one way to do it, if you want to do that. My Twitter is down in the bottom left corner. That's one way if you want me to read your messages as well, because obviously there's a lot going on in chat, so if you want that to happen, then that's how we can do it that way. I'm going to need to nip to the loo in a minute and absolutely urinate my dick out. It's going to be great. I love saying that in front of nearly 2,000 people, but, you know, I'm a forward-thinking man. I'm a lovely man from a forward-thinking age. It is who I am. Send a raven to me. Yeah, attach your message to a pigeon that's from my house. Please don't remind me about Odyssey, it's bullshit. It's kind of relevant to the discussion, though, so as much as I agree and respect that you don't want Odyssey to be mentioned, here we kind of have to. Tom Jeffrey, hoping we play as Otsoberg and kill Layla. Do you not remember what happened to Otsoberg in Odyssey, though? I don't think that's going to necessarily happen, because, bam, spear, right through the body, and then every man is... that. You know what I mean. I'm so tired of the eagle mechanic. It's a raven now. And the first... No, it'll be a raven. Now, and I explain it like, Owen's raven is looking out for you. Yeah, that part in the, Ava is a female name. The dude should be called Avar, which is the male version. Maybe that'll be how it is in the, maybe that'll be how it is in the game. Maybe they'll make that adjustment. I don't reckon so. I reckon they looked at it and went, you know what, this could be a unisex name. And then they went, oh shit. But we're too late. We're too deep into it now. So sod it. Who's going to pre-order? I mean, I want to see the gameplay first. Would you be okay with... I know I'm going to get it either way, but I'd like to see gameplay first. Would you be okay with an Assassin's Creed game set in India? I mean, depends. Depends on what's going on. Assassin's Creed functions best in an area, like an era where there's change going on, where something is changing in a conflict, in a political dispute. I don't know too much about Indian history, but I'm sure there's plenty of that there, so it would work. Dylan, just run. This is mental. Oh, no. I wonder if we will hear Raven and not Eagle when doing the leap of faith, Fishy. Well, just like a... I don't even know what ravens sound like. I'm just going to guess it's a sort of noise. And if it's not, then that's, I guess, a little bit worrying. But, God knows, man. Do you think the dad of Boy will make an appearance? I don't... This is a different universe to God of War, so I don't think Kratos is going to show up and be like, you're right, lads. How you doing? You can't spell assassin without sinning twice the ass. You can't... I don't think that'll ever happen. And if it does, I think I'll be really sad. So there's like this page on here. You've got Assassin's Creed... on the website, Assassin's Creed Valhalla's little subsection on the Ubisoft.com website. They've got the history behind the Viking legend sort of page here. Where they talk about how broad the term Viking is in their... how they're using it and all that stuff. If you want to check it out, it's pretty... I guess it's pretty dandy. I actually need to put those links in. I'll put a link to it in the bloody description, and then it'll save me having to do much about it. I see you who just super chatted. Josh Callan. What's this, Greenie? A pain in the neck. Okay. Right, what we're gonna do is I'm gonna pop the article here, and well, it's sort of an article, but it's also sort of not. Hang on, what's happened there? That's not copy and that's not paste. Right. That should do it. It should be in there now. If you want to refresh, you could probably see it. And Jesus Christ, this is absolute insanity. Let's get to 1,500 likes. That'll be pretty awesome, I think. I give up. Yeah, this is gaming. This right here. This is the elitist of gaming moments. Because Assassin's Creed is my dad. Never give up. Honestly, I don't blame the mods for bailing. I can increase slow mode if you want, because we've got a lot of people here. I can increase slow mode to let's increase it to a minute. That way there's no discussions in the chat and then we can talk about this. Exactly. DM you on Instagram. That's the point. Let's have a look, see what you guys are saying. Help me out here. Help me get my thoughts out. Help me articulate myself. I'm watching the stream and I have 3 things. 1, well, you have to kill innocents like in the trailer. Well, in the trailer that it showed Alfred going that they're vicious killers and they kill without mercy or a quarter or whatever, and then it shows them sparing innocents. Do you think Valhalla will mention Ragnar? I don't know, but thank you, Cronex, for the super chat. 2, there is a wolf in the ultimate pack. Could this be a mount companion or some sort of battle unit, like a familiar, like a friend, sort of like the bear sort of thing that we see in the image? In an image, maybe something like that, so you can sort of send them into battle with you as like a pal sort of thing. You could find them in the wild, maybe, like you could. I think you could do it anyway in Origins or Odyssey, one of the two, where you can send animals into. You can sort of fight with animals and things like that. And 3, I just saw something in the chat about Joraptor apparently slagging you. Well, that I don't really care. Joraptor's allowed to say what he wants. He does. He probably wasn't slagging me off. It was probably just somebody not quite interpreting what he's saying properly. We're different kinds of content creators despite talking about the same things every now and then. But yeah, I don't really care about that. But thank you for the messages. Okay, let's see what else we got. Watching the Valhalla stream right now. Groovy. Let's see what people are saying on Twitter. What's happening with climbing, stealth, and naval combat? I'd like to find out about that. I guess we'll see it in some gameplay. Like we'll get on the 7th of May at like an Xbox thing. We're going to get some gameplay for it, and I suppose that's when we'll know what's going on with it. But until then, we won't necessarily know. How do you feel about social stealth? I want social stealth to make a return. I hear that it might do in some capacity, and with big cities like London and I think at the time Winchester and York are the other 2 that we'll be able to visit in England region. I feel like there'll be some interesting things there. And honestly, that's all that I care about there. As long as there are big cities and you feel like you're in a city, you don't feel like you're in the countryside. And if there are crowds there that we can blend with them, or we can sit down on benches, or we can interact with the world. I think that sort of stuff would be pretty damn awesome, don't you? Unless I'm wrong. Maybe I'm wrong. God knows. If we get an Assassin's Creed game during the Great Depression in America, do you think it would be better coming out or going into the Great Depression? Assassin's Creed Great Depression. It's like, I don't know. I don't know why I'm thinking about the Great Depression now. It's giving me a Great Depression. The Raven makes sense because it's the animal of Odin. Yeah. It also reminded me a lot of the Assassin's Creed 3 trailer with the man looking over the hill and the bird doing bits overhead. I guess so. I get it. I mean, that's sort of what was implied, is that it was Odin. And then there's the whole premise of, that he said Odin is with us because he saw this man. Then the man disappeared amidst the crowd, and then when he looked back, there was just a raven flying off, and he said Odin is with us. And people have noticed similarities between that shot there and what's his name? I think it's Altair in Assassin's Creed Revelations, I want to say. And people they drew the connection between that. And honestly, I really love that moment in Assassin's Creed Revelations where Ezio sees the ghost of Altair, who then turns into a raven and flies off, and then shouted, "Odin is with us." But no, I understand there's like a similarity. There's like a parallel, like a little bit of a homage, if you will. I don't even know if I said that word right because I don't say it very often. But you know what I mean. You know the gaming is pretty damn good. The Great Depression 3.0, my life. Now that's pain. That's not good. That is That is not a happy. That is not a happy time. That is what I call gaming with a spoon in the kitchen. And honestly, who does that these days? Let's hear what they have to say about the combat here. Like on it. Oh, for some reason the music there just went. Oh, I can. You can hear me now. I jumped for a minute there. It's great. Which new artifact do you think will be in this game? Like a piece of Eden? They'll probably just go with the bog standard apple again. That's my concern anyway. So they said on this post here, which is part of that post on the Ubisoft sort of website, it sounds like the time is of frequent conflict, and of course combat plays a huge role in Assassin's Creed. And in the trailer, how has your research informed the changes made to the combat in Assassin's Creed Valhalla? So they say that they know the combat at the time was rough and rustic. It was really harsh, and Vikings are very versatile fighters. They also use a wide variety of weapons and manage to dual wield any kind of weapon that they could get their hands on, and even weaponize their shields, which is why you can dual wield them in Assassin's Creed Valhalla. So the reason why you can dual wield the shields is because they're weaponized. Like, Vikings know how to use them effectively as striking weapons and things like that, and you could probably modify them maybe in the game. God knows that might be a thing where you can make them a little bit sharper and stabbier, if you will. There's so much variety in Viking combat, and that's what we wanted to make available to the player as well. Researchers also taught us that Vikings had many different battle tactics, and that's where the raids come from. We wanted to make sure to reflect those raids and let players control them. That does sound bloody cool as well. How can you run into wolds? Sorry. Can't wait for gameplay next week. Neither can I. I do look forward to it. Let's see what other people are saying. I'm pretty sure there's bits and pieces on here. Do you think we will see an Assassin Brotherhood proper, or just a stand-in for them? I reckon we'll see like the hidden ones sort of developing. Like, I'm pretty sure that Ashraf Ismail or Darby said on that breakdown. Jerry, thank you for the super chat. You're an absolute legend, mate. Tip top. Thank you so much. I think they said on the breakdown thing that. I forget what it was. Hang on, give me a second. That Eivor, sorry, fuck that name. Eivor runs into the Brotherhood at some point. Doesn't necessarily understand them at first. At some point, manages to get hold of a hidden blade and comes to like it, and that's why Eivor holds it in such a way, like a top the wrist sort of thing, and eventually becomes a part of that Brotherhood. Like, it's sort of like an Edward story, apparently. There's like a parallel there, but it's also vastly different at surface value anyway. So it's not the same, but it's also not vastly different in how it goes on a simplified scale, if you get me, on a simplified way. Did you know there's going to be Viking rap battles? Oh, Viking rap battles are my favourite Assassin's Creed features. Let's talk about Viking rap battles, shall we? So again, on this website, it talks about Viking rap battles. So, here's what it says about Viking rap battles. A Dark Age open world. Sail across the icy North Sea to discover and conquer the broken kingdoms of England. Immerse yourself in activities like hunting and drinking games, or engage in traditional Norse competitions like flighting, or as it's better known, verbally devastating rivals through the art of Viking rap battle. Now, I wonder what a Viking rap battle is actually like. I do look. Flighting was some sort of battle, like a battle of insults. Yeah, I don't understand why they're referring to it as a Viking rap battle. That threw me off completely. But yeah, no, I understand like insults and things. I wonder how that's going to work. Are they going to be like preset? It's going to all be preset, of course. Like Eivor's going to say things that Eivor's got preset and recorded. But I wonder if it's going to be along the lines of. You know, you choose what to say exactly in dialogue choices, or it gives you different options, like brutal, or really brutal, or stupidly brutal, or something like, or maybe even a bit go easy sort of thing. God knows. Maybe you have to weigh it up and sort of get it right on like a scale thing, like a mini game. What gender do you think is going to be the canon one? Well, knowing Ubisoft, it'll probably be the. I don't really care, but it probably will be the female choice. But God knows. I don't understand why they do that if they'd market it as male, though. They did the same thing with Odyssey, and it turns out Cassandra is canon. But on Odyssey's cover, it is still Alexios. So I couldn't tell you this early on. It could be either. But maybe it won't be either. Maybe the canon choice will be... It doesn't matter. It won't matter in the grand scheme of things. But thank you, Shadow Assassin, for your super chat. I want to diss some Vikings. I hope the Ark isn't a carbon copy of Edwards. It won't be. It won't be anything like Edwards. It'll be its own sort of thing, I guess. And that's how I've perceived it anyway. What do you think about more gore in this game? Honestly, apparently you can decapitate people. Now, okay, decapitate people. I do that in real life. No, I don't mind decapitating people in a game, but honestly, gore is not something that necessarily comes to my mind very often. I don't think about gore too much. It's like, oh, it's there, it's fine. If it's not a big deal. The only thing I will say is, as long as the blood textures aren't dreadful, I will be happy. So that's all that matters there. Gore, finally. How's everyone? Everyone seems to be doing lovely today. I have faith in everything except for modern day. Fair enough, mate. Modern day is for the cheese, man. What do you think about the Vikings in the game? Well, did Assassin's Creed Celtic work? Maybe. Maybe it would. Hey, Fishy, what do you think Avior is going to be like a character in this game? I don't know. I think they said sort of like stoic, but I don't know what stoic and ambitious but also like a leader sort of character. And I think that's pretty fantastic. So basically, you kill more English. Only been like 8 games will be kill poor English, Fishy. Yeah, but the English invaded literally every country at one point or another. Well, Britain did, so they deserve it. It's games, man. It doesn't matter. It's fine. We've invaded literally everywhere. It's okay. How much sailing is going to be in the game? What do you think about that? Well, I mean, I don't know. In the trailer, it makes you think that maybe naval combat will be back in some small capacity, or maybe it'll be back in one form or another, or maybe it won't be back at all. But we know that we'll be able to use long ships to travel quite quickly between places, as it's like as I remember in the Ashraf Derby breakdown, that it's a way in which the Vikings managed to get so far, deep into enemy territories with the long ships and things like that, if they can help it, because they're fast. And so, that is fascinating, I guess. How do you think I can't say that name. I always have to think about it. Eivor. How do you think Eivor will parkour? I reckon Eivor's a very heavy set character. The parkour will be in cities and things like that, but I think it will be. I don't know. I honestly couldn't tell you, but I would like to think that it's like a fluid thing. It'll be more thoughtful, where you have the agency to do bits and bobs. You can buy Eivor's Hidden Blade for $49.99. Well, I can tell you exactly what I'm not buying. In real life, Vikings use ships to travel on raids and trading. Yeah, I reckon that'll factor in as well. It will be A to B. I think Ashraf and Derby listen based off what I heard. I think so as well, because I've read several things that implies that they've watched at least James's video on Odyssey and how it broke him. Do you agree the Series X has done more and so far is overall better than the PS5? I believe that's a leading question. I believe that's what you believe, and that's what you want me to believe. But honestly, I couldn't say that I do believe that. I don't know. I haven't seen the PlayStation 5. I couldn't say it's overall better. I can't involve myself in a console war like that. So which do you prefer is a less leading question there. Assassin's Creed Valhalla broke me. I can't wait for that video because it is always possible, isn't it? It's a worrying little thing where it could happen, where it'd be like, oh no, it me, and then life is good, and all that stuff. But I don't know what I'm saying. I'm a broken man. We got a release date for Assassin's Creed Valhalla as well, though, to be fair. The Icaros of this game will be a raven called Odin, correct? I guess. Well, it won't be called Odin necessarily, but we don't know. When he sees a raven, it says Odin's here. Maybe the raven is just Odin. Maybe that's who Odin is. Ships will work like in Origins, only to travel. Well, in Origins, you can't travel by ship. You have little naval missions, and that's it. You have little boats. You have little boats that you can paddle, and that's about it. Fishy, give me more opinion on Valhalla. Let's check Twitter to see what people are saying on the old Twitters. Hey, Fishy, what do you think about the canon gender for the main character? I think I've just answered that, to be fair. Is the gameplay for Valhalla going to be the same as Odyssey and Origins? I I don't know. I hope it's vastly different, but I'm not going to hold like a candle to that one. I think sorry, sorry, leave a candle out for it. I'm not going to what I'm trying to say is I'm not going to try to give people false hope that it'll be something vastly different when I just don't know. I'd like it to be its own gameplay. I'd like it to be unique, but God knows. Honestly think this will be a good game. Odyssey made me want to die, but Origins is one of my favourite games. So I feel though this could be good. It's made by Ashraf Ismail again. Like Ashraf Ismail's in a better position here. He's the creative director now. He's in charge of this game. He knows what he's doing. He made Origins, and then on top of that, you've got Darby McDevitt, who makes some great pieces of writing for the franchise. For example, I think he wrote Revelations and Black Flag, and those were some beautiful games. And so Darby McDevitt has my full confidence as well. Apparently the cloak Ivor is wearing has a hood and you can toggle it. Awesome. That's what I wanted to know. If that's true, that's great. Someone just tweeted, "Love your Red Dead streams and videos. Do you plan on doing any more soon?" I don't know if this individual is watching, but probably I hope to. Did you see that picture of Ivor and the two other people that look like assassins? I did not. Hang on. I might actually know which one you mean. I don't think I do, actually. I couldn't tell you that I do know what you mean. Do you think it'll be important characters weren't copy and pasted, like actually animated? Even Odyssey's protagonist didn't even look good. Yeah, I guess I'd like that. Like sometimes with Odyssey's main characters, I couldn't tell the difference between them and some NPCs, because that's all they were at some points, is they were the same. They had about as much detail as any NPC in the world, and that was not very much. I think important characters need to be more detailed overall, and then you can have your NPCs look relatively similar-ish as the ones that you don't talk to or interact with. As long as there's enough variation that you won't notice, that's fine. But all the single-player characters need to be unique. What do you think of this man? Oh dear, that man. Okay, that's the advisor guy who's like looking on his mate, isn't it? Going, me, looking on Alfred. It's good. What do you think a Wild West Assassin's Creed game would work? Honestly, at this point, if they tried it, I wouldn't be against it. I'd be like, okay, cool. This game reminds me of Black Flag so far. It seems like a game that's going to focus less on the assassins and more on characters, which I personally prefer. At this point, yeah, I agree. Back when Black Flag, I was willing to be convinced, put it that way. Agent X, do you think that there will be an alternate classic controller option like the last two games? Like inverted, I guess, or alternate controls. I don't know. Probably, I guess. Which Assassin's Creed is the best? God knows, man. At this point, it's all down to opinion, and if I say mine, I will upset people. I was the one who DM'd you on Insta, and I just checked the NAC website and it said the wolf is a mount. Oh, a wolf mount? That is a big wolf, man. Yeah, so at 8 a.m. PT on the 7th of May, which is Thursday coming, I think. No, next Thursday. Next Thursday, because it is Thursday today, isn't it? So next Thursday. Is it Thursday? God knows. My brain does not work today. Is it Wednesday or Thursday? It's Thursday. Thank you, brain, for finally working. But yeah, so we've got 7 days to wait. We've got a week to wait, basically, to see gameplay, and I think that's enough time for us to anticipate it, because I want to see more. How can you mount a wolf? It's quite easy. You get your penis and you stick it. No, what you do is, I guess it's a big wolf. I guess it's an oversized wolf, like a big one. Even then, I don't think wolves have the the strength to carry a Viking man, and they're going to be quite muscular guys, aren't they? They're going to be quite heavy members. They're going to be massive. So that's like, okay. Cool. Combat overhaul. I like a combat overhaul because I'd like to see, since this game appears to be quite focused on combat, I'd like to see that emphasised. You know what I mean? Pause. Fishy, is the combat like Origins and Odyssey? I hope not. I don't know yet, but we'll find out on the 7th. I hope we can mount bears. Oh yes, ride into town on a bear. I would love to do that, actually. That is great. That is a good idea. That is actual genius right there. Stroke of genius. Let's ride into town, but I'm a bear. And that is magnificent. That is what we want to be. Hello there, sir. How are you? I'm a bear. Oh dear. Not the bear. Oh, death by bear. Whose bear is it? Mine. Oh, okay. I'd like to see them. Ooh, they released the trailer today. That's because it's Thursday. If that's what they did, it's a stroke of genius, but cool. Now, I remember a few weeks ago I made a video talking about what appeared to be a fake set of achievements that had leaked for Assassin's Creed Valhalla, and people go, that's age like milk. I've unlisted that video because, in case I'm wrong, it's fine. But if it turns out that those are not the achievements when it comes to it, I'll just go back and make it public. However, if not, then I'm sorry for being so stupid, but it's alright. It's all good. There's lots of articles about this. Assassin's Creed Valhalla is kicking off everywhere. Everyone's talking about it. Even my mates who say Assassin's Creed shit, they're like, oh, no, I might buy that Assassin's Creed Vikings game. But then again, they do that every single time. I might buy this one. You reckon it's good? I'll be like, I don't know. I know as much as you do. But you never know. Cool. No, the leak was stupid. I feel like the leak was stupid. It wasn't unbelievable. And it said some things wrong. I feel like it was fake. I do feel like it was fake. I just... But people kept... Because it used the title Valhalla, people went, oh no, this is aged like milk. But it hasn't, because it's a fake achievement list, even if they somehow managed to guess the title. And honestly, I just couldn't deal with it. I like to see the difference of opinions and understanding between you and... Okay, he's talking to James there. Cool. I genuinely enjoy your videos. They're blunt, but they also have evidence to back up what you're saying. It's cool in a mature manner. Plus, your smart ass remarks always get me out of the blue. Out of the good old blue. That's what we want to be. Thank you, Jester Kid. I love that. That's great. Okay. Don't forget to leave a like on the stream. Share with your friends. Hit subscribe if you're new. That would be excellent and genius. And it would sort my day right out, wouldn't it? Skyrim Ubisoft Edition. Oh no, not Skyrim Ubisoft Edition. Be sure to go ahead and follow the social media, by the way. Those are all the platforms that you can find me on. I do some bits and pieces on all of them, so definitely go check them out. Anyway, let's watch a little bit of trailer. Do you think bike will be mentioned at all? I mean, I hope so in some way, but I don't want it to be cheap, if you get me. When you're dealing with Vikings, it'll either be called Valhalla or Ragnarok, or it could be called something else entirely that we would not guess. Would you like to see a Unity sequel where Arno hunts Shay? Not really, but it'd be good. Goodbye, Fish. I need to dip. Fishy, do you think that you'll be able to throw the hidden blade like in Origins? Sorry, what's that? Through. I remember Assassin's Creed being about assassins and not some guys sailing and having huge battles. I thought assassins are supposed to be silent. I guess, I mean, it's not that this guy's an assassin to begin with. I think that Assassin's Creed has definitely alienated itself, let's be honest. And honestly, as much as I'd prefer the older sort of formula, I guess they have to try new things every now and then. With Odyssey, it was so far out that it wasn't even Assassin's Creed. With this, they might somehow manage to implement Assassin sort of esque things here. They might be able to establish some core beliefs of the Assassins and some core values as well towards the end of the game and instill those in the character, Avar. And I feel like that would always be very useful. And also good and sick and nice and... Honestly, I like gaming. I'm looking through the soundtrack thing. I've gone through a lot. I've gone through a lot of bloody soundtracks. I started with Ezio's Family, and now we're sort of going on to the further along thing, which is pretty cool. Layla is confirmed to return, by the way. Yeah, I know. What do you think of the parkour be like? I don't know, I've answered that question already. I don't think it'll necessarily be a focus, but I'd like it to be. I think that it's a shame that it probably won't be. Anyway, I'm going to nip to the loose, so don't go anywhere. I will be right back. Don't worry. Discuss amongst yourselves Assassin's Creed gaming. Send some questions on Twitter if you want to. I'll be sure to try to answer some. Can we hear some Salvation of Forley? Don't worry, I'll get to it very soon. But I'll be back. Don't go anywhere. I'm back. Don't worry. I literally am next to my loo, so it's not a problem. Right. Let's switch this. Oh, it's Flight Over Venice. I quite like this soundtrack, to be honest. Welcome. If you are the members who stayed, then you are officially the cool ones. That's what we like. There were a lot of people here before, so I'm not too fussed. I can read the chat a little bit easier if it's not too high in number, if you get me. Do you think they have an arcade mode where they did in the last games, the Gladiator and Fight Clubs? I think there will be like immersion things, like that rap battle thing that we heard about. What's it called? A flighting. And there'll be other things as well, I'd imagine, like other immersion activities. They'll all be what's appropriate, I guess, is what we'll be seeing. But God knows what's appropriate. A bunch of people left SMH. Well, at least we know who the cool ones are, eh? It's fine. It's no worries. It's no worries at all. At least not today. Since we're moving from our home country to England, do you think we'll be able to return? I hope so. I hope we're able to return to this area. Like, I think the starting area we will be able to return to at some point. I reckon it will be a thing. It will be like a region we can go to. It just won't be a region that we'll spend much time in. We'll start there, we know that much, and I reckon it will be part of the open world, and there'll be plenty to explore there. Can you give me a shout-out, please? Rebecca Gayton. I feel like there's something in there, no? Okay, cool. Well, shout out to you. Rehan! I see you, my son. Worst fears? My granddad coming back from the dead with the cheese. Don't know what the cheese is. If you don't know what the cheese is, then I pity you. Now, here's an interesting article by GameSpot talking about how Assassin's Creed Valhalla won't have a traditional leveling system. So, despite appearing in Origins and Odyssey, Assassin's Creed Valhalla is trading that for power, in a way, it says. So let's hear what this is actually saying. I want to hear the point. Hang on, let's have a look. Who's talking here? Who's saying it? It doesn't matter. But somebody said, speaking to Game Informer, it's either going to be Darby or Ash, let's be honest. As part of our fresh take on the RPG elements and progression, probably Ash. Darby wouldn't talk about this. He's a narrative director, not a creative director. I would say it's less about levels and it's more about the sense of power. Based on the skills you have, you gain power. That's how we look at that mechanism in the world. It's really about your capacities and what you can do. That sounds like fun. That sounds like a lot of fun. I do look forward to finding out more about that, to be fair. I didn't have anything too much against the leveling system. In Odyssey, it was massively steep. It was annoying and it was grindy and it was hell. In Origins, it was steepish and it was agreeable, but sometimes it did feel like you had to unnaturally go and do things. Whereas the like power thing, it seems more simplified. Maybe it cuts out that steep curve. It makes the curve feel well balanced. And maybe it's balanced that it's trying to go for with this as opposed to going for ridiculous leveling. Thanks for giving me a shout out. God bless you, Fishy. Cheers. Is Odyssey worth playing? It's up to you. You should watch a video where the devils explain the game a bit more. The devils. So I highlighted Reddit not to copy it. Okay. If there's a power system, could be a mess like the Ghost Recon Breakpoint with equipment which can limit you. Maybe it could limit you that way, but I get the vibe. Whatever it is, we'll figure it out pretty quickly. Do you think we will big boat? Okay, I want a trilogy for that one. Hey Ethan, hello Andy. Are you talking to another Ethan in the chat, or are you talking to me? The devils explaining the game. Classic devils. Do you think that Isu and/or Pieces of Eden have a role in this game? They always do. They always do. They'll always show up somewhere. Just somewhere. Oh god, there's so many editions already of Assassin's Creed Valhalla. There are 6 editions that you can get, apparently. You can get the Standard Edition, the Gold Edition, the Gold Steelbook Edition, the Ultimate Edition, the Collector's Edition, and the Uplay Edition. Now, okay, I guess. But there's a lot of editions. You can get this, and this, and this. Cool, I guess. There's already a pre-order bonus out there as well, isn't there, that you can get if you pre-order the game. It's I forget what the mission's called. It's in my video I put up earlier. Actually, I can check it and find it. If you hear the video in the background, I'm so sorry. It's fine. I got there before the ads started playing. It's all right. It's all muted. Can't wait to run around in dual shields. Yep. No, that video was such a bastard to edit because I edited it fine, and everything was okay, and then I checked it back and it had somehow messed itself up. And when you mess up in Vegas, you have to really sort of retrack. You can't just cut something out. You have to retrack and sort it out. I mean, you can definitely cut it out and just do it, but then you have to compensate for what you've just cut out and things like that. Otherwise, you need to rework every part of the video after the error if you don't notice it. I'm just trying to find where this information is. I want to know what this mission is called. It's a bonus mission, and it's called The Way of the Berserker. The Merciless. So do you think we'll be getting to see the English kingdoms besides Wessex? We'll be... there are a couple of English kingdoms massively involved with... Yeah, we'll be able to see the 4 kingdoms of England, I think, is what we'll be able to see. So that's Wessex, East Anglia, Northumbria, and... the other one is Mercia. Yeah, that's right. Those are the 4 kingdoms of England in Anglo-Saxon England, because it's divided. It's not like England. It's like you've got these 4 regions. I've not heard anything about Scotland or Wales yet. So there's all that stuff, and so that might be a big point. What do you mean they watched James Odyssey video? It feels like they did. Is the game on Xbox Store for pre-order? I don't know. I don't have an Xbox. You tell me. You check if you've got an Xbox. You check it and you tell me, and that would be pretty cool. But cheers, Lego Man Studios, for the super chat, just the same. And if I didn't thank you before, the Merciless, thank you to you as well. Ultimate version 120 monies. It's a lot of money to splash on a game. I always go for the standard edition. Sometimes I'll pre-order, sometimes not. We'll have to see what happens with this one. You know. What do you think? Do you think the insta-kill assassinations would work with something like quick-time events? Quick-time events I'm not too big a fan of, depending on what's going on. But if it's a quick-time event that feels appropriate, I don't mind. Sometimes I do, though, let's be honest. Hang on, I want to know why I've been done this. Ah, no, okay. Well, that's all easy and good. Sorry, I need to check something then. I've got a mate who just messaged me going, AC trailer was sick. Yes, indeed. But then again, I also think that the trailer really didn't do it for me in the sense of Assassin's Creed. It just felt kind of alright, didn't it? I can't believe there's so many different editions. Like, Jesus Christ, how many do you need? Apparently they need 6, and that's only to start off with. They'll probably add some more editions later, but there's always another edition to announce. And that's worrying. Yeah, no, one thing that I do want to say is that commentary from Ashraf and Darby, honestly, like, it makes you feel kind of confident that they want to make it good. Like, they want to not repeat the mistakes of Odyssey, and whether or not you think Odyssey is good or not is completely up to you. But I feel like nobody at Ubisoft went, this game isn't flawed. I feel like nobody at Ubisoft went like that. Bits and also pieces, and some might say. Sorry, I have to read the chat so fast today. I'm literally caught off guard. Modern day is still Layla. Yeah, unfortunately, it's still Layla. And that's a bit worrying, to be honest, because I wonder what kind of way she's going to completely ruin the gravitas this time. I mean, last time she beat a mate across the room in some ancient Atlantis chamber, and it makes me think that the assassins aren't going to want to be boys with her. Like, they're going to go, no, we can't have you about because you kill people like an assassin should, you naughty man, and then that'll be like, no, gone sort of thing. And so, I don't know, maybe Layla will be still sat in Atlantis with the fucking Animus. That'll be funny. That would be funny, actually, just sat there with the Animus. Loving life. Hi, Fishy. Do you think that the superpowers from Odyssey will return? It will destroy the game, in my opinion. Layla getting a trilogy. Nice. A Layla trilogy. Oh, dear. Oh, dear on the Layla trilogy. What if Eivor is Otso's ancestor? Otsoberg's ancestor? Well, I guess it would make a little bit of sense, but also would it? Oh, God, that's BPR's video shit. Why is that open? A video bug. Okay. What? BPR gaming, man. Oh, yeah, we love him. We love him, we do. I forgot what I was saying. Shit. Oh, also Berg's ancestor. Darby said the modern day is something he's wanted to do for years. Suppose it's a big payoff, but I'm really not sure how much to pay attention to that, to be honest. Oh, that's fascinating concept, of course. The Merciless. Cheers for the super chat, man. Do you think they will show a Viking blood eagle? I don't know, but it would be cool to think about. Nate Slade, gotta go. Enjoy stream, you absolute legend. Cheers, Nate. You absolute legend. Take care. Have some fun, and I'll catch you very soon. But yeah, no, a big payoff. If Darby says that, then there's always the premise that what he's doing as a self-contained story will be good, but you've got to remember that before and after this game likely is going to be squandered by some writers at Ubisoft Quebec who might not necessarily have as much taste for intricate touch. I think if there's anyone who can make Layla an agreeable modern day story, it's Darby McDevitt. But also, Black Flag's modern day was different, wasn't it? Wasn't it used to be like a different team for modern day at some point, or am I reading that wrong? So I'm very curious. The modern day just stopped interesting me after like Black Flag and Rogue area. After then we got Bishop and it's like, oh no. Quebec just don't have the baggage. That one hit them right in the rectum. Lovely and good. That's what we like. This one goes to Tsushima is going to empty my wallet. Fair enough. I mean, as long as you get hours of gaming in and it goes to a good cause, I guess, in that sense, to be fair. If there was a war with the Assassins and Templars, who would win, Fishy? Definitely not my mental state. That much is for sure. Who is going to be the villain in this game? I don't know. I mean, I don't know if it's going to be that Alfred guy in the trailer. It could be. It could be a villain. He could be an antagonist of some capacity. But I don't know. Alfred the Great turns out to be a naughty man. Darby did 84 modern day, but his favourite stuff was phone calls and whatnot. So like the mysteries and things. Like, so if you go into the modern day, you can find like recordings and things like that. Is that right? And I guess the sense of mystery about some parts. But that's what I like about Assassin's Creed, is there's a sense of mystery to it. And if there's some sense of mystery advertised in Assassin's Creed Valhalla, whether in the modern day or in the historical part, I like a bit of mystery. It's tasty. It makes me good. Supposedly Alfred is much more nuanced in the game itself, less than an upfront villain. Yeah, well, he's. I mean, there's a series on Netflix that you can watch. It's 4 seasons of it. It's called The Last Kingdom, and it's around Alfred the Great and the Vikings and all that shit. And it's basically around the same time as when this game is supposedly set to begin with, and in that is quite nuanced as well. He's not necessarily a villain in that. He's a sympathetic character at times, but at other times he's just a bloke. It's an interesting take on a character, and honestly, it makes me curious as to what's going to happen here. To be fair, Vikings is the same time period as well. Yeah, it seems like this is the only time period for Vikings that's worth talking about. Do you think Assassin's Creed could ever recover from Odyssey? As a franchise, I don't really feel comfortable answering that for many reasons. One of them is I don't know. I simply don't. I couldn't tell you. I'd hope so, but also I wouldn't necessarily put money on it recovering. In a sense, it will never feel as concise as specifically good in its own way as it used to. But maybe the self-isolated games will be good in itself. Do you think that we'll be able to fight mythical monsters just like Origins and Odyssey? I don't know. I mean, I hope they find a way to make it make sense for once, as opposed to, oh, the Apple did that, because I don't know about you, but I love the time where Ezio touched it and became a fucking ogre. No, I don't understand why they did that with Odyssey, but honestly, with Origins, they did it in hallucinations and things with the snake part, and maybe bits like that would be pretty cool, like hallucinations via drugs of some sort that have been ingested as part of a mission or ingested through a poison and things like that. Plenty of opportunities there. And Gold Edition is £40 more than just the game. Jesus. Assassin's Creed, I don't think, works well with RPG elements. Well, we haven't seen it work well with RPG elements. We've seen it work fine with Origins, and we've seen it not work at all with Odyssey, in my opinion. But then again, it's all opinion-based. But on an objective standpoint, It wasn't even an RPG. It was an RPG in concept, and in execution, it was a slapdash game. They got some interestingly high reviews for whatever reason from official reviewers. System requirements, I don't know, but if you want me to give you a recommendation of system requirements for a game like this, it's going to be going over to the next generation of consoles as well, so PS5 and Xbox Series X. My best guess would be that the PC requirements won't be necessarily stupidly heavy to play it on an agreeable level. I think we'll be looking at it'll probably still be recommended a GTX 1060 as a minimum graphics card wise or equivalent, and then, well, as a recommended minimum, sorry, not necessarily a minimum for running the game playably. And then you're probably looking at processors. You're probably looking at the recommendation will probably be a 9th Gen i7 of some sort, and the RAM recommendation I reckon would be 16 gigs, though 8 gigs would probably do it again. And those are just my guesses, right? That's just I don't know anything about PC requirements. I just know that it's pretty lovely. Ashraf said there will be social stealth. Do you have any thoughts? Yes, social stealth. Lovely. We love social stealth. Social stealth is something that needs to be in Assassin's Creed, to be honest. It's one of the core foundations of gameplay in Assassin's Creed 2, Brotherhood, and Revelations, 3 of the best games in my opinion. And it's also a core foundation in other games like 3 and Black Flag, and it's never an unwelcome addition to have social stealth. And I feel like it was massively missing from Origins and from Odyssey. It just, I don't think any amount of social stealth could have made that game better, but God knows. What's a Dream AC? What would be a Dream AC game? I don't know. I couldn't tell you. But no, social stealth on the whole it can't be anything but a good thing. Dual shields. I'm sure they'll find a way to make it work. Maybe Argyle will do a Captain America and throw shields. That'd be pretty funny. Okay, let's read some more tweets that we got if we can. Do you think we will have any mention of the Viking found in AC Rogue, who is said to have led a raid on Linsfarn in the 8th century, but the game is taking place in the 9th? I don't know. I couldn't tell you. I don't necessarily know on that one. We'll have to find out, won't we? I think, hoping the game will have Otso Berg be the one in the Animus as the PC, as the playable character. It's Layla. We know it's Layla. We know it's confirmed to be Layla. Let's hear your reasoning. Because they would have paralysed him for no reason. Yeah, well, Ubisoft, Quebec. And the modern day will have Layla getting more and more corrupted until another assassin or Otso kills her in the end. It's looking rather bleak for Layla. It's about as much right as that it's going to get. Since we're moving from our home... Oh, I've read that. Shit. I'm such an idiot. I'm overestimating my own ego here. Let's go to Instagram to see what people are saying over there. Hey dude, have you seen the anime called... No. Do you think that you'll be able to through the hidden blade like in Origins? What do you mean by through the hidden blade? What does through the hidden blade mean? I think when it says rap battles, it means Dark Ages version where they insult each other. That's exactly what it means. A flighting. Is that right? Yes, that is right. That's what it means. Let's get the slideshow here. I like how I've got this, and I've got the trailer thing here, and I've got this, but we don't talk about that. I haven't opened that one yet. There you go. That's pretty cool, I guess. It's a bit of variety. I don't know why I went to this. I was going to go to the slideshow thing, but I like the slideshow thing. It's nice. It shows the images. I think he meant throw. Why would you throw the hidden blade? It's attached to your wrist. It wouldn't exactly work because you just hit someone with a bracer. The stream is delayed. How badly? How badly delayed? It's not that badly delayed. I've got low latency on, so it shouldn't be that bad at all. It's like 10 seconds behind. If there's a princess in this game, the kidnapper from Red Dead Redemption 2 might appear. Oh. Okay. Yeah, gaming. Can you talk about the map and how big it will be? So what we got at the map is it's bits of Norway and it's England. It's going to be Wessex, East Anglia, Mercia and Northumbria, which are the 4 kingdoms of England at this time, I do believe. I don't know if we haven't heard anything about Wales or Scotland, so I presume that they might be added in DLCs. Like you got like a Wales DLC or a Scotland DLC, and that would be fun, wouldn't it? But You never know. Apparently there'll be 3 major cities: London, Winchester, and York, which was down by a different name at the time. I forget what it was. And apparently there'll be lots of towns. And now, being from the UK, you tend to know a lot of names of towns, even if you've never been there. So I wonder if we'll run into towns that we know the names of. Like, places that maybe some of us have been to in the UK. That would be pretty cool, concept-wise. You think we'll see Elijah, a.k.a. Desmond's son, in this game? I don't know. Ragnar Lodbrok is a known Viking king. I don't know. Let's find out more about this. In sagas, is a historically dubious, legendary Norse Viking hero, as well as Danish and Swedish king known throughout the Viking Age, Norse poetry, Icelandic stories, and near contemporary chronicles. Apparently, he was captured by. Apparently, the real one was captured by Anglo-Saxon king Aella of Northumbria and thrown into a snake pit to die. Okay. Good old Ragnar Lodbrok, my guy, chilling with the snakes. RPG. London again. Well, it's not going to be Victorian London, is it? It's going to be completely different. Like London, it might be the same location, but then again, we've seen the same location in Assassin's Creed in 2 different games before as well. New York in 3 and Rogue. Now, in those games, they don't feel the same, do they? For some reason, probably they should feel more similar than they are. But we're talking 1,000 years before Syndicate. A bit like a collection of huts. You've got to remember, London at this time wouldn't be that big. But let's have a look. Let's have a look, see what it would look like. Let's see. Now, it wouldn't necessarily be a collection of huts in this time. It was like a powerful and wealthy town that attracted the attention of Danish kings, who attacked London in 842 and again in 851. The Great Army spent the winter in the town in 871 to 72, and during the next century, London became the most powerful town in England. So we'll see the development of early London becoming more powerful. So that is fascinating. That is. Anyone on board on Wales DLC? Yeah, I'd like to see that. Wales is a nice place, I guess. Brazil DLC. Oh, well, that would be lovely and good. What do you think of the lack of naval combat? I fell out of love with the naval combat after Rogue. Sure, it was fine in Origins. It existed. It was acceptable, and it was fun in little bursts the first time playing it. But in Odyssey, I kind of got tired of it. So it's fine. Let's have a look at Anglo-Saxon London as far as we can see. Yeah, it's a lovely little place. There's a lot of stuff about big old Alfred. Yeah, no, there'd be a bit more than huts though. Iran DLC, Canada DLC, Soviet Union DLC. You got Viking Assassin's Creed Valhalla Soviet Union DLC. Actually, you know what? Make it a thing. Make it happen, please. Ashraf Ismail or Darby McDevitt, if you're watching this, or if anyone else from Ubisoft is watching this, Assassin's Creed Valhalla Soviet Union DLC. Because I literally just said it. Now do it for me. Do it for your favourite British Assassin's Creed YouTuber. You're just mad because you're British. Yeah, that's me. With the rate of Odyssey, I was scared that they were going to make a space Assassin's Creed game. I was so scared. Well, they still might, so you never know. you just gotta live in hopes that that doesn't. Belgian DLC, Real Assassins. Maybe there'll be more of like in a DLC. Maybe they want to explore like Scotland, Wales. Maybe those will be in the base game in some capacity. We don't know yet. Maybe we'll be able to go. Maybe there'll be more like of Norway, Denmark sort of region. Or we can go back and visit different areas there. Or maybe they could go as far as wherever else Vikings went. I can't really say. I think they went to the New World at some point, didn't they? They went to North America at some point and stayed there, albeit very briefly. Japan is next, I'm telling you. Would you like glyphs from 2 and Brotherhood? But like glyphs? Yes, I would like glyphs. Viking grappling hook DLC. Okay, we're just descending into absolute shenanigans here. This is an absolute madness. It's an absolute... Nuts madness. Okay, let's have a look, see what Twitter and companies saying. Elder Scrolls in collaboration between Ubisoft and Bethesda. So glitchy and lazy, or because Bethesda has both. I don't see why they need Ubisoft. Like if it was this, no, I mean Ubisoft is fine in some places, and in others sometimes they can struggle. Like Odyssey, I was not a fan of. Origins, I'm a big fan of. I like that. I like Black Flag a lot as well. I like the team here. I think they'll do some good bits. And I don't think Bethesda would ever collaborate with Ubisoft anymore. Pretty sure Ubisoft collaborated with Bethesda and like sort of helped in little ways on Morrowind or something. I remember seeing that somewhere, but I'm not entirely sure how true that is. I just remember it somehow. Do you think that you will be able to I've read the bloody through the Hidden Blade thing, haven't I? Hey, dude. Oh, God, that's the anime question. Nobody's asked me anything there. Twitter. Did Ezio hug Leonardo in canon? Yes, he did. And if he didn't, then he needs to die. So I've read the Uplay page, and you have these runes to sharpen your weapons and improve their stats. Know this because in Ultimate Edition you get extra runes. Okay. I guess we'll have to wait and see how that works. According to the law, they both made themselves public. What's this? Oh, this is that thing. Okay, that's nothing to do with questions-wise. And there we are. We're up to date there. Magnificent. I'll watch James's video and be back in half an hour. See you. If we're still here in half an hour. That is always a premise. It is time to do some gaming. It's time to do some games. It's time to touch some games. It's always good to game. Okay, Boomer. Wow, I just read someone say, okay, Boomer. Why did I read that out? I hate my life. Will the PS4 disc support the PS5 features? I don't know. I mean, we'll have to ask these questions to the next generation when it comes to it, I guess. They have to make an AC game where you play as Kim Jong-un's surgeon. Now, how about we don't go there? How to get chat mod? First step, don't ask that question. World War 3 DLC. Okay, Greenie. Assassin Christmas. Will there be levels? No, it's like a power system. It might be levels for all we know in a different way, but it seems I want to focus on like a power system as opposed to leveling up and shit like that. And, you know, cool, I guess. Can you complain? I don't know. I guess I'll have to see how it works. I want to see the gameplay before I judge too much about the gameplay that we don't know yet. And so much that we don't necessarily understand or know. It's just a case of we've got to wait and see. Look at this battle that's kicking off with my guy. In a minute we'll see the man with the hood but under the tree and the raven bit. Rich Hobo. I just watched it. Holy yes, I love it. Can you pre-order it yet? I think so. But I haven't checked. I'm not entirely sure, but thank you for the super chat, Rich Hobo. I really do appreciate it. Ethan, I added you on Twitter a while ago. I'll have a look, Mario. I'll have a look, my guy. Let's have a look, see what we can find. A while ago, you say? Even Black Flag had a level system with the ships. Yeah, it did actually. Not that it ever actually mattered too much, because you still stood a chance against higher level ships. It was just a lot harder after a certain point. But yeah, there was a level system there, but it was always more power based anyway. Like, you didn't level up through experience and grind, you leveled up through upgrading and stats and equipment, if you will. Sorry, the equipment part ain't true, but you know what I mean. The stats part is. I'm trying to see what message he sent. Personally, I don't want god powers. I want a more grounded story. I've missed that. That comment has disappeared. I want a grounded story with less sci-fi. Would you like this approach? I'd rather a more grounded sort of story. Obviously, it needs to have those mystical elements of the first civilization and all that, because that's part of Assassin's Creed. So it has to be grounded, but there's always a little bit of wiggle room for a bit more. I'm trying to find this message from Mario, and I just cut this Mario guy, and I just can't find it. I'm sorry about that one, Mario pal. You ain't showing. What's this? I'm sure I missed this one. The choice of male or female, some Norsemen would put in place the Franks to guard towns from other towns. They might spin that narrative with the other option. Okay, I don't know what that means, but okay. Is Eivor going to be able to do the leap of faith? I reckon so. This is after by X, so there'll be nothing against it. And for classic Assassin's Creed iconography, they'll probably still do it. So I sent this. The Valhalla trailer. This might be it actually. The Valhalla trailer never says anything about assassins and fighting Templars. All it talks about are the fort raids, building the settlement, and the trailer is one of those massive 150 versus 150 battles. Assassin's Creed will not stop rejecting its own identity. Well, based on a CGI trailer, it's really hard to kind of gauge what the entire game's trying to go direction-wise, so we're going to have to see a little bit more before we can necessarily judge on that front. Do you think / want another Ezio game? No. I think Ezio's story is complete. Are they bringing sequences back? I don't think so. I think it's still going to be a relatively RPG sort of game. But you know how it goes. The military order known as the Knights Templar were officially founded in was officially founded by Hugh de Payens along with 8 other men in 1119 AD. So that's probably where the name Templar came from. Before then, they're still the Order of Ancients. That's my logic. Watching you on YouTube, it is a fair question in asking that you see Odin turn into a flying raven, that Isu can be back in the game somehow. Well, they were never gone. Not seeing it even mentioned within regards to Isu. I reckon they'll be there somewhere. Like that's always going to be that's probably going to be a thing. Let's be honest. There's not much chance of it not. Like they're going to go first civilization. There's like that little explanation thing for a lot of things. If you get me, I like to mention it. Good old that bits and pieces. So will there be a multiplayer? I'm very doubtful on the multiplayer front. But God knows. Let's have a look at this 1 second. Now that is gaming right there. How long have we been going? 1 hour and 37 minutes. Hey Fishy, how the Raven even sound like? I don't know, probably like Was the hooded figure supposed to be an assassin? No, I think it was like a representation of Odin, or that's how it was interpreted. Maybe there was a guy actually there, like an assassin watching, because I get at the point in the story that he's got a hidden blade, but he's not necessarily an assassin yet, because the story's supposedly going to be you're a Viking first and then you become an assassin, I guess. So I guess we'll have to find out more about that. Hey man, any info if there is some kind of multiplayer aspects? I don't know. There's online features of some sort because you can customize Vikings and then they can be in other people's games and things like that. But there's always like an online aspect. It's like their way of going, you know what, now we can push in some microtransactions even though it's a single player game, I guess, and that'll be a thing that they'll do with that as well. I think Odin might be the leader of the Brotherhood as a twist or something. Imagine it's like, I am the one you call Odin, and he's just an assassin man. The hooded guy was a representation of Odin. That's how I feel it was as well. Let's have a look back at that bullet point list that we have. I've pretty much gone over everything on here, actually. I've pretty much talked about a lot of everything I've noted down there, which is always pretty dandy, to be honest. It's got confirmed no co-op. Okay, there we go. There's your answer on the multiplayer front. There's no co-op. I didn't think there'd be any multiplayer at all. I just thought there'd be an online feature for some reason. But that's fine. Do you think that Eivor is an ancestor of Edward? Not sure. I don't necessarily believe so. I don't believe Edward had any ancestry that was tied in with the assassins in any way. I think Edward was the first in his family to join the Brotherhood. First in his lineage. Maybe that far back there's someone. Do you think about the main character? What do you think about the main character's voice actor? I don't know the main character's voice actor. Is it that guy who plays Canute in The Last Kingdom, as somebody say earlier, which is let me find his bloody name. It will come to me in a minute. Hang on, I DM'd you on Insta. Okay, I'll have a look. So Magnus Brun? Is that who it is? It looks like Edward Kenway, maybe. Viking time. Is there a release date? They just said holiday 2020. We don't have a release date yet, which means I presume that there will be one pretty soon. Maybe they'll release that around June time, or maybe around June or maybe they'll release it in this gameplay that we're getting to see in a week. So yeah, turns out this achievement leak is fake. So I'm gonna remake that video public because I know it is fake. Right, that's cool. The game's releasing very fucking soon, like 3 months. What? It says holiday 2020. That's like Christmas time. It's like November, December time. So it's not 3 months away. Or are you on about something else? What leak? It was a fake leak for an achievement list for an Assassin's Creed Valhalla from a month ago. And it mentioned things like co-op, it spelt things wrong. It referenced Desmond for whatever reason. And although it got the title right, the information it actually gave does not seem particularly useful because there's no co-op, as we've just gone over. Wait, holiday season is summer, innit? Oh yeah, wait, fall, holiday, no. Holiday season is Christmas time region, like December, November. Because it refers to the lot of things you have around then. June 19th apparently. What's the 19th of June? It looked up, it said 19th of June. Did it? What? Holiday? Okay, let's have a look. June 19th, 2020. No, that's a different game. So that says, I've looked it up, it says Sony and Naughty Dog. So somehow, that's the Last of Us Part 2 release date that it's been intertwined with. But let's have a look, see what it says here. Is that when that one gets released? I'm sure it is. Hang on, let me have a look. I will find this really quick. I also read it, there is a Q&A and lots of interesting details. You take a look. I'll tell you. Jesus is busy in here. Indeed, it is a little bit crowded. Yeah, no, June 19th is when The Last of Us Part 2 comes out. So I'm very doubtful that this will come out on the same day. Not that it necessarily means it won't, but holiday season is like the end of the year, isn't it? It's next Christmas. Exactly, it's Christmas. That's what I thought. Holiday in my country means summer, so... I mean, yeah, but like the holidays is like how Americans refer to like the Christmas time period because it encompasses more than just Christmas, doesn't it? So yeah, more time October. So 1st of November to 25th of December is the release window. Exactly. It'll be around 17th of November then, is my guess. Halloween is a holiday. Yeah. Yeah, holiday is more November onwards to America, and it's all based on holiday season is October, December. You forget November. So someone mentioned a Connor DLV. DLV sounds like the name of a lorry. Why is the hidden blade on top of the hand? Because our guy, what's his name, Eivor, sorry. That name is so fucking dreadful, I'm sorry. That name is bad. Like, I can't get my head around it. I can't get my head around that name. Like, I don't have anything against the name, I just can't figure it out. I can't fucking say it, is what I'm trying to say. It's hurting my brain, guys. Listen up. I have the brain of a baboon. Except if that baboon was not particularly bright. So this is struggling. It hurts my head. DLV, what's the difference? I don't hear anything about a bloody Namaste from India. In Epic Games, the release date is December 31st, 2020. Okay. Should I pre-order? Maybe. What do you want to see from the modern day story? I don't know. I really don't know about the modern day story. It could be anything for me. Like, it doesn't necessarily... I don't really care too much about the modern day, if I'm going to be entirely honest with you. Because I just can't bring myself to like it. Eivor. There we go. Eivor. No, that's like a Music to my brain. Eivor. Are you more excited for Ghost of Tsushima or Valhalla? Well, Ghost of Tsushima is going to release in July, which is going to be before Valhalla. So of course, when that game comes out, it's going to get my full attention for a little while. Hopefully, if The Last of Us Part 2 drops the month before, like it's planned, which you never know these days, I'll be able to get through that and get done with it by that time, so I can then go, you know what? Now I can dedicate my focus to the Ghost of Tsushima, and then I'll be able to get that done and sorted out of the way, and then it'll be time for Assassin's Creed Valhalla a few months down the line afterwards. Name him Roger, we will understand. Okay, so Roger, the protagonist of Assassin's Creed Valhalla, it doesn't work. See, it doesn't work. Eivor. Male is the canon character again, is it? Red Robin is a fucking trailer. This is a fucking trailer, lol. Gaming. Gonna take some god tier writing to save Layla's story. Oh yeah. Which areas of the UK do you think the game will cover? It's England. It's England. It's going to be Wessex, Northumberland, Mercia, and East Anglia. So that's the 4 kingdoms that comprised England at that time. There's no mention of Scotland or Wales yet. The game lineup this year is slightly piecing itself together. Yeah, 2020 appears to be back on. Does Ghost have a release date? The 17th of July is Ghost of Tsushima's release date. It's Northumbria, alright. It's good old Northumbria. Gaming town. I wonder how big the map will actually be, because it's a lot of space to cover. The UK is... Sorry, England is not... Though England isn't the biggest country ever, there's a lot of stuff. It's pretty dense. So that's the kind of that's what I'm kind of expecting, a relatively dense experience. But also, I don't want to feel like with that bigger ground, you don't want to feel like it's too small, like Skyrim. Like you feel like this is like the size of a city, but it's a massive country sort of thing. But also, it can't be too big because I don't want the open world to be full of dead content. I'd rather have the open world full of content and things to do no matter where you go. There's something to intrigue you, which is a big concern of mine, because with big open worlds like this is shaping up to be, pitfalls such as, well, there's nothing here to explore really, is quite bothersome. So I'd rather have good stuff everywhere than, you know, a massive open world. But at the same time, with this, they kind of shot themselves in the foot a little bit, because they can't do too small. It has to be a decent size, otherwise it will feel far too compact for a very dense open world. Probably the entirety of the UK is part of Norway and France. So yeah, there's that as well. I'm surprised that Ubisoft has never done England besides London and Syndicate. I assume we'll get to see Stonehenge. Well, it'll exist. Stonehenge, I presume, is... Now, Stonehenge has been about for tens of thousands of years, hasn't it? And it sits in... It sits in what would have been at this time Wessex, wouldn't it? Yeah, it does. Because it's I forget what the county that it's in is called. It's near a place called the I guess it's near Salisbury, isn't it? Is probably the best way to put it. That sort of region. Because I remember I've been on the Salisbury plain, which is used to which has been used to train the army in the past, and it's just littered with like live bullets and things. So you've got to be really careful. But it's pretty fun down there. I've been there before. Ashev and Darby said that the assassins came into play fairly early on. Yeah, you meet them fairly early on, I do believe, is what he's saying. But you don't necessarily join them straight away. Like there's a little bit of understanding and things like that, and it sort of goes from there, I guess. I guess that's how it goes. Looking on Xbox Store, Valhalla has been given an 18 rating, and also looks like the in-game transactions also. Oh dear, what a disaster! What the fuck is that? The fuck is? Why is there Hitman music playing? How long has Hitman music been playing? How long has Hitman music been playing, man? I've only just noticed that Hitman music started playing. There isn't the Black Flag story beat. Rehashing the Black Flag, the Black Flag story beats. Sorry, tongue twisted there. Rehashing. What music? Oh, you can't hear it? That's fine. As long as you can't. I'm listening to some lovely Assassin's Creed music. There we go. Is that better? You're telling me you couldn't hear the music the entire time? There's some people asking about it earlier, so I presume that they could. You've officially been binging your Red Dead Redemption 2 stuff and have really got into your channel due to keep up the work, mate. Cheers, Johnny. I appreciate it. Can you fucking talk about the Hidden Blade for fuck's sake? We've talked about it loads. We've been over the Hidden Blade like 4 different times. The people say that it looks like a rehash of Black Flag, but I don't know. It seems like maybe at face value. Beyond that, God knows. I can't hear music. Hang on. It should be playing because it's coming through the speakers and things like that. I guess it's one of those things. It was just been a bit quiet all stream. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, everybody. I thought I'd create this atmosphere here, and I've just absolutely fucked it. I'm sorry. The Merciless, you absolute don. Do you think that they will do references to King Arthur in Valhalla, or a secret powerful item like one of the swords wielded by one of the Knights of Arthur? I don't know, man. I don't know what they're going to do about that one, but thanks for the super chat anyway. But I honestly don't know about like Arthurian legend. There's still it's legend, isn't it? It's not necessarily real history, as far as we understand. There might be something to it, there might not, but you never know, really. It looks nothing like Black Flag. Well, it's a different setting entirely, but there are supposedly some narrative parallels, if you will. Each game has had a main city. I know York was a Viking city. Which city in the UK do you think the game will base its biggest city? Well, they've got York. They're going to have London, and there's going to be Winchester as well. So there's 3 to take your pick from if you want to. I would probably say that York will probably be the have a huge focus. Let's be honest. Was Arthur legend even around times of Vikings? Well, it's a Saxon legend of some sort, I do believe, but I think it might actually be from Wales. Like, you know, like it's like Welsh sort of thing. There's a legendary British leader who, according to medieval histories and romances, the defence of Britain against Saxon invaders in the late 5th and early 6th centuries. So I guess there might be something to it, but God knows. Maybe there's a little bit of truth to good old that bits, but you never know. I'm not too sure. And then again, I'm not exactly a historian these days. Lord Fishing, my friend, do you think that in this... Sorry, it's in the style of the old Assassin's Creed games? Maybe. Maybe it is. Maybe it's not. I don't know. We'll have to see more. We have to see more before I can make those kinds of judgments. How do you think the Viking rap battles will work? Well, it's just like an insulting match. It's until one of them can't think on the feet. That's how the win goes. Like you have to think fast, I guess. That's how I assume it'll go. This happens after Origins, right? Please tell me you can hear the city of Rome. Please. We'll have to do this. I love Assassin's Creed Brotherhood soundtrack. You just roast the shit out of your opponent. There you go. What's the deal with the Viking rap battle? I don't know why it's described as a rap battle. It probably isn't. We can hear the music. Lovely. Do you think that the map will be bigger than Odyssey and Origins? I hope it's not bigger than Odyssey, because Odyssey is a very unnecessarily large world with nothing inhabiting it. But I don't care how big the world map is, as long as it's inhabited by things worth paying attention to. If it's not that, then that's the problem. It's not the size; it's whether or not they have the capacity to make use of it. Whereas Odyssey's just got a lot of areas that it just doesn't use. So I think it will maybe be smaller than that land-wise. I'm hoping that maybe it'll be more land, but without the water, it won't necessarily be as big that way. I don't know. Seems like one of those things. Unnecessarily big maps are a problem. Just say your mum insult and you will automatically win a rap battle. And get shot. Sorry to dip early, but I do hope you enjoy the rest of your stream. Cheers, Isak Mani. I really do appreciate the super chat. Take it easy, have some fun, and of course, I'll see you very soon as well. I do recognise people. It's fine. I think there was a quest in The Witcher 3 where you rose to battle a dude, so it's probably the same. I don't remember that. Akimbo middle fingers. Should I buy Rogue or Origins? Which one is better? Origins, in my opinion, is a superior game, but I guess it's up to you. What kind of style do you prefer? The older style of Rogue or the RPG sort of element of Origins? I reckon you get more hours out of Origins, if I'm being entirely honest. Who was the old guy? Grandad. It was Grandad. I don't know. Who was the old guy? It was in Blood and Wine. Oh, Blood and Wine. No, I did every quest in Blood and Wine. I can't remember it. I remember the quest with Roach quite vividly, and that's about it. Now, I remember the main story as well. The rest of it would come back to me if I played it again, which I need to do. It's been 2 years. You can customise Eivor, apparently. I do believe that would have been given in an RPG, though, wouldn't you? Just 100% sync Rogue remastered. Would you choose to dual-wield weapons, or just use one weapon and a shield? I would go for the second option because I miss Origins-type gameplay. I'd probably switch it up depending on what I'm doing. That's just me, though. I do that all the time. Does the protagonist have dual blades, or just the one? I think he just has the one. What differences do you think will be between the Xbox One version of AC Valhalla and the Xbox Series X version of the game? Oh, that's a good question. It will probably mostly be things like ray tracing and the rest of it I don't really know. Oh god, there could be some serious differences. But I think it'll... obviously it's graphical. But I couldn't necessarily explain to you how it would look like without seeing how the gameplay would look anyway. Odin's beard. Bit of stones. Old guy was Ezio, definitely. I want to fight with the hidden blade again. That's always a nice thought, isn't it? I'd like to fight with the hidden blade again. I think that'd be fun, but I don't know if the gameplay would account for it. Edward dual wields a lot. He dual wields his swords. That's about it. Why can't they do a game after Syndicate? They just seem to be going back in time now. I guess because they can't bring it any further forward because it would start to sort of mesh with the modern day a bit messy. Is that an assassin under the tree in the trailer? I think it's a representation of Odin. So I don't know, but maybe it's meant with a double meaning like that. Cheers again for the super chat, Akimbo middle fingers. I really do appreciate it. Do you think King Alfred will be a Templar? I think he might be associated so much, but I think he might be wary because knowing the character now he's betrayed in other things. He seems like the kind of character that would be like an ally 1 minute and enemy the next, and you're never quite sure. Best thing is flicking the blade. Anyone who doesn't agree is wrong. I agree. Diley. Jesus, Chris. It's a bit aggressive, isn't it? They said you can dual wield shields. Yeah, you can dual wield shields somehow. Some magical way, I guess. I guess that is always cool. If I remember correctly, the globe of ECU artifacts we saw in some of the games indicates there is one in Scotland. Yeah, maybe we'll see that. Guy in the cloak is the legendary Eagleberry Mystios, who is definitely going to appear in this game. Oh, white puppy face. Cheers for the super chat. But that's just ruined my day. No, that's the thing, actually. While all this is happening in this game, you've just got to remember that somewhere in a cave, Cassandra is chilling. Alright? Remember that. Worrying day. Been enjoying your channel, mate. Good AC insights. Cheers, Sean Savage. I really do appreciate it. Yeah, no, I really do. So thank you. Dual Spear would be awesome. Good old Dual Spear. Do you think that William the Conqueror will have some connection with the Templars? I don't know. Would he? Maybe. He's a bit of a conqueror. You probably can dual wield the hidden blade with an axe and sword, etc. Yeah, you probably could. I mean, I don't know. I don't know on that one, sorry. I think I misread what you were saying. I think you'll be able to choose to have an axe in one hand and a sword or a knife in the other. And that'll be pretty cool. Or maybe you could have two axes, like, well, obviously. Or maybe you could have a sword and an axe, or a sword and a dagger. Or maybe you could have a sword and a shield, an axe and a shield, or a shield and an axe, or whatever. And you can play that to your hand preference, maybe, as well. I want to know who recruited the main protagonist Viking to be an assassin. I've been wondering about it. I'm hyped playing as the Viking badass. Cheers, Judson Watkins, for the super chat. And I'd imagine that the assassins approach this character. They find the character by circumstance. They run into this guy as a, you know, just because, like, it's a chance encounter, and they go, you know, they sort of see something in the guy, and so they sort of try to groom him into the Brotherhood. And at first he doesn't necessarily understand it, but, you know, maybe he develops in a similar way to Edward, but with a different sort of personal story going on to begin with anyway, and it goes that way. Does this game take place before Assassin's Creed 1? Yes, it does. Well, the historical setting does, yes, but the modern day is after, so it's still technically a sequel. Again, he's not an assassin. What probably happens is they offer his clan help and he accepts, and then he starts liking them over time and believes in them. Would you like to use spears and other throwing weapons in the game? Yeah, I guess I would, to be honest. I like a good throwing spear or a throwing knife. I like throwing knives. I miss the days of throwing knives. Still think Japan would be a better setting. Not necessarily better, but I feel like a setting to explore would be Japan. And I feel like after this, that will be where they'll want to go, is to, you know what, we're going to go do Japan next. And I think that would be rather dandy, to be honest, don't you? Imagine playing with a Legacy Odyssey outfit and Assassin's, like in Assassin's Creed 3. Oh. Can you imagine a Legacy Odyssey outfit as a Viking? Oh dear, no, don't. What if Cassandra recruits him? Oh. Oh no. Who want to bet that Ubisoft is going to make The Witcher Assassin's Creed? They can't do that. They don't have the rights to it. I'm back after checking James's video. Chat calmed down. It's a little bit more relaxed. I think the difference between the Xbox One and Xbox Series X version of the game will be minor, just high resolution, 60 frames, and texture differences, and probably ray tracing. But yeah, you know what I mean. I want an Aztec Assassin's Creed. What do you think? I don't know. It's relatively isolated Aztecs, weren't they? Even after Ghost of Tsushima? Yeah, why not eventually? Fishy, I'm sorry for ruining your day. You haven't ruined my day. Oh, yes, you did. Actually, the legendary eagle-bearing Mystios, who's definitely going to appear in this game. You definitely did ruin my day. I'm sorry, sir. It's funny. Okay, let's see what people are saying on Twitter. Nothing. That's fine. That works for me. A little bit of nothing on the Twitter. It works. Don't mind a bit of nothing. Oh, God. No, there is something. No, there's nothing that I haven't read, though. The game is apparently done and has been in development for 2 years. It's probably been in pre-development for before that, though. Makes me think that they'll reuse a few assets as well, so it's one of them. Gaming is my favourite colour of cheese. Japanese game could be set in 12th century, maybe. Do you think Eivor has a tragic backstory but eventually redeemed himself? I don't know. He's a Viking, so it could be from anything really, couldn't it? I guess. I like to think so. Why does Ubisoft not like the original Hidden Blade? I don't know, man. I guess they just I guess there's just they want to try to make it gimmicky, if you get me. That they want their game to they want the gimmicks. They think, oh, it's fascinating, it's new, it's unique, it's different. That's what we're going for. I guess that's the premise. We've had over 30,000 playbacks on this bastard of a stream. That's wild. I am starting to get hungry, so maybe this discussion is not long for this world. So, do you think that they could pull off both the male and female being good? If they do it in the sense that like the character has a preset personality, and everything that you choose might result in a different outcome to the situation, but it always feels like something that character would do. Cassandra is the hooded figure, and she'll yell Malacca at you. Uh-oh. Let's get to 2,000 likes, by the way. That would be pretty awesome. I don't know how close we are. I can't tell the specific numbers, but if we get to 2,000 likes, that will make my day. I think King's Advisor is a part of the Order of Ancients and has influenced the King. Yeah, probably. Well, Assassin's Creed. So, yeah. I mean, it's got to happen, right? He's doing his bits. He knows what he's doing. He's a naughty man, and he's up to nefarious deeds. He's a right man of the misdeed, people, and he loves it. He loves every moment of it. It's like, I'm a cheeky bugger, me. I'm absolutely rolling in this dough, loving life. Sorry. Cowboy Assassin's Creed. Oh no. Maybe it would work. You never know. You think he'll be a ladies' man like Ezio? He's a Viking? I don't know. I think the guy from the trailer is just an assassin observing the battle to assassinate someone. Maybe that is a thing, but I think he's also doubling up as a representation of Odin. Like, it's double purposed. It might represent the Brotherhood and Odin. It's the premise as well. I'm wondering how the dismemberment will be. I mean, how realistic and stuff like that. I don't know. I'm never really fussed about the gore. Akimbo middle fingers. Rather play as a knight assassinating Vikings. Maybe. But then again, maybe... But I think there's a little bit of room here. I think this gives them a bit of creative freedom as well, because a lot of Vikings are documented from the perspective of their enemies, because they didn't really document themselves too much, did they? So I'd imagine there's always the prospect of seeing things and not going, oh, that's not accurate, because you wouldn't know. Vikings is my favourite time period. 2K likes, gamers. We're doing great. We're doing fantastic. Demo you on Instagram. It's good. That is good gaming. That's what we like. Now let's have a look, see what we got. Do you think we could see more Nordic countries in the game, like Denmark, for example, or even Iceland? By the way, love your videos. Keep it up. Cheers for that. Maybe we'll see more, but I think what we got is Norway and England at the moment. That's what's been confirmed. I saw an outside extra stream where they said that they would like to call on the power of the gods in the epic boss battle moments. No. Plot twist: Assassin's Creed Valhalla is really a collection of cutscenes and cinematics. The actual playable game is a $400 4-part DLC. Yeah, okay, that hurt my feelings. I'd love to see a DLC with the French assassins in the same century working with Vikings to get the Piece of Eden in this game. Maybe that'd be cool. There'll probably be a Piece of Eden somewhere. How big do you think the map will be? Size of my dick. Big, a little bit bigger. So not very big. Are you happy that Hidden Blades are back? Yeah, I'm happy Hidden Blades are back, but at the same time, I'm not going to sit there and praise Ubisoft for it, because in the end of the day, they never should have gone anywhere. But I respect the remembering what the brand is, I guess. Not being too out of touch with it. Let's watch your AC Syndicate DLC I never played, and I laughed so much when Evie got killed by the guard. It wasn't even a guard, it was just one of those bold criminals. Like, the bold guy ran up and cleaved Evie in the face, and it was like with a fucking meat cleaver. And then Evie just died, and that wasn't necessarily what was supposed to happen, but I guess it did. This is one hefty discussion, to be fair. We've been going for 2 hours. Parkour system. I'd love a parkour system, to be honest. I think it would be pretty dandy. The stream's on a steady decline, to be fair. Celts in the game, maybe. AC games set during the World Wars, maybe at some point. God knows. I don't know myself. It's not something that I necessarily worry about. I hope Thor will be a character in the game. I'd be doubtful. I need to buy Odyssey before next Christmas to be ready for that one. Well, I don't think it's going to be too relevant, but if you want to suffer, then go for it. AC during the Syrian Empire, maybe. Would you prefer RPG or non-RPG? Non-RPG ideally, but it doesn't really matter if the story and everything's good, like you said. Fishy, what do you think Ubisoft Montreal thinks of Ubisoft Quebec? I don't think they think much. I think they don't I don't think they dislike each other or each other's work. I think they're just colleagues that just work together, and they don't necessarily agree with the work, but they probably don't have anything against the people. Milner is a Piece of Eden? Maybe. A good stealth gameplay similar to Unity? I like some stealth, but I don't know how stealthy you can be as a Viking. Probably quite stealthy, to be fair. Ashraf has said that the axe throwing is going to be a skill in the game. Judging by that, there might be no superpowers. I'd like to see no superpowers. I prefer to have, like, axe throwing and bits and pieces like that. You sound very sleepy tired. Well, I'm actually just hungry, and it's also getting late, and I've been up since stupid o'clock working on thumbnails and things, getting ready for today and the announcement. So I got my thoughts video done, and then afterwards I started compiling information to places, going, there's no way I could ever concisely talk about this in a video tonight. All the little bits and pieces that we know from all kinds of different articles. So instead, what I decided I'd do is I'd throw the stream up and we talk about it in some depth, and it's been a good decision because we've had a really good conversation so far. Do you think that the assassins have we'll have the statues in any games going forward. I don't know. I know what you mean. Judson Wadkins. I don't like Assassin's Creed Odyssey. If it was boring for me, even though it was boring for me even though I started playing since Assassin's Creed came out. Maybe I'm just like the classic. I'm with you there. I wasn't a big fan. Go eat your schmuck. I'll eat when we're done here. I can live. Origins is top 3 for me. Odyssey was bottom 3. Fair enough. I love both the classic and new AC. Fair enough, mate. I hope that I can't just assassinate people in Origins, and that I need to take my targets out over time. Fair enough. Again, do you think that Odin is an Isu god of some kind? I don't know. Honestly, he could be like based on an Isu of some sort. But I don't know. It's a good point. We'll have to wait and see, won't we? By the way, do you think that there will be a new character in the modern day? No, it's still Layla. As much to my behest, it's still going to be Layla Hassan herself. The man, the myth, Layla Hassan. Sorry, that one made me chuckle in my brain. Because it rhymes with man, Hassan. The man, the myth, Layla Hassan. Doesn't really rhyme when you say it out loud, but it's funny to me. And I'm silly, that'll be why. Here's the classic Odin is with us gaming. There you go. I'm just watching the clip. Do you think that the game will be like Origins or Odyssey? I think maybe it'll have the same engine, even though I'd rather it didn't. So, God knows, to be honest. But there's plenty of time to figure out what's going to happen with it, I guess. You suck. Thank you. Who invented Layla? Who even invented Layla? I don't know. Is there going to be a naval battle? I don't know. I don't think naval combat will make a return, but you never know. Views have gone down a bit. Well, that's alright. It's mellowed out. And because we're sort of petering out at this point anyway, so it's alright. Do you think that any of the assassins that have statues would be in any of the games going forward? I'm a part of the newer generation of Assassin's Creed gamers, and I was brought up on the classics, which I personally love and would take over Odyssey any day. Assassin's Creed is a parody of itself. I guess at this point. I wish Layla is more thicker than previous. What does that mean? And you put it as Lail. I'm gonna screenshot that, by the way. That is pinnacle of comedy right there. That is some top notch joking, if you know what I mean. I'm gonna find that comment and I'm gonna keep it forever. About Lail and the thickening. The most confusing comment I think I've read today. Right. Justice for Desmond's son. Justice for Gamer. Hello, it is me, Gamer. Judson Wadkins. Imagine Assassin's Creed in 22nd century future, lol. Yeah. Nah, let's not do that, but cheers for the super chat anyway. Let's definitely not be imagining that. Oh, there's a lot of spam of emojis, Jesus. It's really clogged up the chat, that, hasn't it? Do you think maybe Desmond's son will be in AC Valhalla? I don't know, I don't think so. A comment for actual comments 36. Oh, I've got so many. I've got so many comments for actual comments 36. I've got over, well, it's not actually that many when you think about how many they are, but in comparison to usual, like, there's 32 of them here, and usually I only have about 16 to 20 of them. Justice for Juno. Oh no, what's happened to Juno? Has she been wrongfully convicted of a crime? What a disaster. Good old fashioned Juno. How close did we get to 2,000 people watching? Really close at one point. We got to 1,992 as a peak concurrent, and that's all that matters there. Hey Fishy, do you think that the parkour in Valhalla will be as shit as it was in the last entry? I don't know, I hope not. I don't really want to think about the last entry. I want to think going forward. I want to think positive. I want to be optimistic in some sense, if you get me. Like, it's not good for our health thinking about it so negatively all the time. And honestly, Odyssey just makes me think negatively because it makes me worried and all that stuff. But don't forget to leave a like on the stream, share with your friends, hit subscribe if you're new. That would be fantastic. And of course, to check out all the bloody social media, which you can check out here if you want to go ahead and do that. But I think we're slowly but surely coming to the conclusion of this stream. There needs to be a minimal HUD, pure gore, dark story Assassin's Creed. Perhaps Ragnar's sons will feature in the game since they live around the time period, fair enough. Darby sounded passionate. Darby is a passionate guy, so's Ashraf. I actually really liked Odyssey. I prefer the RPG method as long as they don't forget it's still an Assassin's Creed, which is exactly what Odyssey forgot. Look at Albert's shirt. It has some kind of Templar symbol. Do you mean Alfred? This was a long but pretty good stream, Ethan. See you later. Take it easy, Lee. So yeah, I reckon we're going to conclude here and now. So thank you all for watching this stream. I do hope that you enjoyed. Be sure to go ahead. That's just a blank screen. I'm sorry. Hang on a sec. Why is that a blank screen? Let's go to the slideshow. I hope you all enjoyed. Please be sure to go ahead and leave a like, subscribe to the channel with your friends and all that wonderful stuff. That would be so fantastic. Check out all the social media, which you can find over here if you want to check that stuff out. That's pretty cool. Cheers, Infinity. Do you think we could see Masyaf? Not much chance of that, but thanks for the super chat. Thanks to everyone for the super chats. Let's go through the super chat list. There's a lot of people today. Jesus. Reese, Isak Marnie, James Rostron, Darth Vader, Nate Slade, Exabot, Milk Boy, Double Z Terms 123, Murphy Putz, King Harlaus, Alexander Anadal, Agent X, Segmented Sanctum, The Sility, The Merciless, Max Beats, Jacket, IV, Legoman Studios, Dom the Slasher, Fabio Garcia Perez, Thickset Eye, King Harlaus, I'm pretty sure I just read your name, sorry, Benjamin Betts, Tom Jeffrey, Josh Callan, Cronex, Jerry, Shadow Assassin. Have I said Lego Man Studios? I'm sure I have. Akimbo Middle Fingers, Sean Savage, Whittle Puppy Face, Judson Wadkins, and Infinity. Thank you for your super chats. And I'll catch you all very soon with another video or stream at some point. But thank you for this discussion. I'll catch you all very soon. Bye bye.